The following is a presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball, brought to you by the Gatemen Baseball Network in conjunction with the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Last summer, the Wareham Gatemen had one of their most successful seasons in franchise history.
Skied out to left field. This ball is way back. See you later, Colton Shaver.
One pitch. That is rocketed out to right field. Back goes the right fielder, and that one's gone. An absolute bomb to right field for Gavin Sheets.
But despite their regular season success, the 2016 Gatemen were sent packing after the first round of the CCBL playoffs.
Is this ball fair? It is! Crow comes in to score the game's tying run. McKinnon comes in as well. Bourne has walked off, and Wareham's season is over.
Now, a new season and a fresh start in Wareham. College baseball's finest are coming from all over the country in pursuit of the Gatemen's 8th Cape Cod Baseball League Championship.
Through the infield, coming around to score is Topa. Play at the plate, and Metz is safe too. It's a 2 RBI single. 0-1 count on Luke Bonfield, who swings and drives this one deep to left field. That one is into the trees.
That's sent right up the middle, past the dive of the shortstop, and in for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home is Bonfield. An RBI single for Robbie Metz.
Off speed, throwing back to first base MacGyver, and the tag is in time from Sable. Driven out to right center and deep. This one is gone. Tristan Pompey is second of the night. His second 3-run shot.
Chopped in the infield, coming over is Politz. He doesn't handle the baseball. The run scores. The Gatemen win their third consecutive home opener.
It's Wareham Gatemen Baseball, and you're listening to it live on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One winning streak ends tonight. One winning streak lives on. It's the Wareham Gatemen, hosted by the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox tonight at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. I'm Connor Federico, joined by Matt Feld. We'll be joined later by the rest of our Gatemen Baseball Network crew. Matt, it's a beautiful night for baseball. Both these teams, they come in red hot.
They do both come in red hot. The Wareham Gatemen, winners of 5 consecutive games to get above 500 for the first time since they were 2-1, and Yarmouth Dennis, winners of 6 straight, including dominated wins over first place Orleans and Hyannis yesterday. So 2 hot teams, Wareham mostly via their pitching, YD mostly via their offense.
And that Gatemen pitching, the last 5 starters for the Gatemen, 29 innings pitched, 0 runs. That is no runs given up in 29 innings of work, 10 hits, 4 walks, 30 strikeouts. A lot of them came from Noah Zavalis yesterday, but this pitching staff as a whole, it's been really fun to watch.
It's been fantastic from top to bottom. The Gatemen have had to make some adjustments with the departure of some of their top starters, and Miller Hogan and Joey Matulovic, and Mason Fioli and Noah Zavalis have come right in and stepped and filled their shoes in a terrific manner. Mason Fioli on Wednesday against Brewster, 5 innings, allowing just 1 hit, no other base runners, retiring 14 in a row to close. And Noah Zavalis yesterday, 6 innings, 5 hits. He has yet to give up a hit this season with runners in scoring position. And the Gatemen's success all season long has been their pitching, and now they've finally been able to manufacture a couple of runs, and the wins are coming with it.
Well, those 5 wins, the Gatemen, they're finally hot for the first time this summer. We're in game 33 tonight, a 44-game season. Do you believe that this is the right time for the Gatemen to get hot, or is it still a little early to think about a championship push in your mind?
Probably still a little early, but anyone would love the rotation that the Gatemen have heading into any potential playoff round. Justin Montgomery and Griffin Roberts will both be pitching in the All-Star game tomorrow, and if you can complement that with the performances that Mason Fioli and Noah Zavalis have had in the last week or so, then you have quite a scary rotation in the playoffs. The Gatemen won 8 straight at just about this time last season, and of course they finished with the most wins that they've had in a regular season since 2001. And the Gatemen once again seem to be getting hot at the same time.
And the Gatemen, you talked about the All-Stars, 6 for Wareham, 7 for YD. It's supposed to be an incredible day tomorrow night in Wareham. The Gatemen, they will be hosting the All-Star game. What are you expecting out of the Gatemen players?
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how it all pans out. As you just mentioned, a bit of an interesting couple of days with the All-Star game tomorrow, a game back in YD on Sunday, and the Fenway workout on Monday. And it's going to be interesting to see how Tanner Dotson, Willie McIver, of course, John Topa and Kyle Castor, who are not playing today, position players. A lot of these guys will receive a day off tomorrow. These guys are going to be right back out there tomorrow at 12 o'clock, batting practice, signing autographs, getting ready for the game. And so I think the adrenaline push will help them play well, but there's no question these kids are definitely could use a bit of a rest.
Before we go to the All-Star game tomorrow, the Gatemen have a game tonight at YD at Red Wilson Field. For more on tonight's matchup, we send it over to the Gatemen Baseball Network, Sam Corman. Sam.
Thanks so much, Connor. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Gatemen Pregame Live, presented by South Coast Health. My name's Sam Corman. How about 5 straight wins for the Gatemen? Prior to this streak, the season high win streak was just 2. And with the heavily anticipated All-Star game at Spillane Field tomorrow, Wareham would really love to head back home with a 6 in a row under their belt. Noah Zavalis pitched a 6-inning gem yesterday. It was a game where Chatham pitchers Justin Lasko and Rodney Hutchison Jr. dominated the Wareham lineup. Zavalis' outing could not have been much more timely. Zavalis dropped his ERA to a staggering 0.42 in 21 innings pitched this season. It was a thriller at Spillane. Let's check out the highlights from the big victory. Last night, the Gatemen returned home to Spillane Field to take on the Chatham Anglers. The Anglers were the only team in the Cape Cod League that the Gatemen had not beat before last night. Let's pick it up in the bottom half of the first inning in some flashing defense coming from the Chatham outfield. Jacob Toby and Connor Federico on the call.
Working the pitcher on the very first at-bat of the game.
Sends the 0-2 to left. Falling fast, and a diving catch made by Jake Palomaki. Ranging to his left, and the left fielder puts Stephen Kwan away for out number 1.
Well, this one certainly was a pitcher's duel for the ages. Noah Zavalis out of Harvard on the mound for the Wareham Gatemen, and boy, he was lights out.
Brewster, they still suffer, some of them.
1-2 is cut on and missed. Strike 3, Aiello goes down swinging for out number 1. No score here at Spillane. And the second strikeout of the inning coming from Noah Zavalis puts Nick Patton away. 6 up, 6 down. The Chatham Anglers, they can't score. We head to the bottom of the second. 0-2, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the inning. The 4th of the day for Noah Zavalis.
After both teams failed to score in the first 8 innings of this game, Gateman pitching coach Jim Lawler elected to bring in the closer Brett Canine to face Chatham in the 9th and to shut that roster down, and he did just that.
Canine would like to end this as soon as possible.
And he does! Breaking ball, called strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts, and Canine ends the inning.
This game was scoreless up until the bottom half of the 10th. The Gatemen, with their second opportunity of the game to walk off, and Robbie Metz came in to pinch hit for Ben Baird in a big situation, and boy, did he deliver.
Brewers 1-2. Metz sends it down the right field line. It's in for a base hit. Rounding third. Coming home is Duran. He will score. And the Wareham Gatemen are now winners of 5 in a row, thanks to Robbie Metz.
Well, after Robbie Metz and his walk-off single snatch player of the game honors from Noah Zavalis, the Harvard Rising Jr. is with our sideline reporter, Claudia Chikamian. Claudia?
Thanks, Sam. I'm here with yesterday's starter, Noah Zavalis. So, Noah, as your first start since being back at Harvard this past season, how did it feel to kind of go back out on the mound to start?
It was great. It wasn't as different as I thought it would be. Coach Lawler has done a pretty good job of making sure that we know when we're going to throw. So in terms of prep work and the preceding routine, not a whole lot was changed.
And when I spoke to Lawler yesterday before the game, he said he was very confident in you being able to go out and get that start. You did prove to do very well, 6 innings, not giving up a run, and striking out 8. So what was your mindset going in? You said it wasn't that different. So did you try to change your mindset at all?
No, not really. I've always kind of tried to pitch to contact and was fortunate enough to get a lot of weak contact. I think I broke a few bats, so that's always nice to see. But in terms of the relief to starting role, not much really changed.
And then the game was scoreless up until, obviously that 10th inning. So was there any pressure on you wanting to keep the game very close and not let Chatham score anything?
Obviously, you always want to keep your team in the game, but at the same time, it was a pretty relaxed atmosphere. It didn't really feel like a 0-0 game. Moved along pretty quickly and kind of looked up in the sixth and realized that we were still scoreless. So it wasn't too pressured.
You got the you guys got the walk-off win last night. So how did it feel? Kind of, you weren't in the game, but how did it feel for you guys getting that win that way?
No, it was great. I was in the dugout and seeing Mets get the pinch hit AB and eventually single down the line. That was awesome. I think the last time we did that was at home against Falmouth, and it's always special when you get to hop over the fence and swarm your teammates.
And now 5 straight wins for you guys. Now you're here at YD for the first time. So how are you guys trying to keep that momentum going to hopefully get that win again tonight?
We'll try and keep the ball on the ground, I'm sure. It's a very small park, so I'm sure the guys will try and keep it low in the zone. But I mean, our starters have been doing a really good job. We've got, I think it's Stadler going, so I know we've got a good chance.
Great. Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, you got it.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Claudia. It's time to run through the current Cape Cod Baseball League standings, which are really heating up with just about 12 games to go per team. In the East, it's the Orleans Firebirds leading the way at 22-11-0. The YD Red Sox just just 3 points behind them at 20-11-1. The Chatham Anglers 16-17-0. Brewster Whitecaps 15-17-1, and the Harwich Mariners having a tough time here, 3-7 in their last 10 at 10-22-1. And in the Wild West, the Bourne Braves leading the way at 17-15-0. The Gatemen tied with the Katuitt Kettleers, just 1 point behind the Bourne Braves at 16-15-1. The Falmouth Commodores at 16-16-1, just tied with the Gatemen and Kettleers in points. And the Hyannis Harbor Hawks quite a ways behind at 24 points, 11-20-2. They've lost their last 7 games. Interestingly enough, the Gatemen and the YD Red Sox, today's matchup, same run differential at plus 35. Early 5 p.m. start here in Yarmouth today. Let's take a look at the rest of the Cape League's slate going on. Another 5 p.m. game going on at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. The Brewster Whitecaps hosting the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Big one for the Whitecaps, who have been struggling recently, trying to get back up in the East Division standings. At 6 p.m., the Falmouth Commodores host the Harwich Mariners at Arnie Allen Diamond. Tyler Blom is the starting pitcher in that game, and he's been phenomenal all season for Falmouth. The Bourne Braves traveling to Orleans at 7 p.m. at Eldridge Park. Brian Eichhorn versus Brett Daniels in that game. Big game for both those teams, especially Bourne, who's hanging on to that first place position in the West. And finally, at 7 p.m., the Katuitt Kettleers visiting the Chatham Anglers at Veterans Field out there on the east coast of Cape Cod. A thriller yesterday at Spillane Field, that's for sure. We will send it to break here on the Gatemen pregame live, presented by South Coast Health. When we return, we'll fill you in on today's starting pitchers.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gatemen.org.
All-Star Game Weekend starts with a celebrity softball game on July 21st at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Come watch Jason Veritek, Bill Lee, Nancy Kerrigan, Scott Zolak, and other celebrities play ball in support of the Cape Cod Baseball League and Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod. Gates open at 4 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, go to allstarcapecod.org. That's allstarcapecod.org.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information.
Welcome back to Gatemen Pregame Live, presented by South Coast Health. The Gatemen are 1-1 versus the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox this season. Both those games at Spillane Field, and the Gatemen possibly face the headliners on this YD pitching staff. First, it was East All-Star Chris Bubich out of Stanford, who the Gatemen were able to access to win that first game this year. Hogan Harris actually no-hit the Gatemen through his 5 innings of work in the second game. Wareham scored just 1 run on 3 hits en route to a 3-1 loss in extra innings at Spillane. That was the last time these teams met. Today's pitching matchup is not much later on these lineups. For the visiting Gatemen, Fitz Stadler taking the hill for his second start of the year. The 6'9 Tower of Power making his second start this year. 10 innings pitched, boasts a 3.60 ERA with 8 strikeouts and 4 walks. Stadler has not given up a run since he faced the Chatham Anglers in the 4th game of the season at Veterans Field. For the YD Red Sox, John Rooney getting the call. Rooney was 4-8 with a 5.36 ERA this year for Hofstra in the Colonial Athletic Association. He's making his 6th start of the season and has allowed 29 hits in 26 innings pitched so far. He boasts a 2.0 walks or strikeout to walk ratio thus far. We'll now send it back to our sideline reporter, Claudia Chikamian, who's with tomorrow's West Division All-Star starter, Justin Montgomery. Claudia?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Gateman pitcher Justin Montgomery. So, Justin, tomorrow's the All-Star game. You're getting the start for the West. How does it feel to represent the Gatemen like this tomorrow?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm glad, represent a proud organization like the Gatemen, and just want to do my best for them.
Did you ever think coming here that you'd be pitching so well as you have this season and be able to get the start in a very competitive pitching place like the Cape League?
I thought I'd come out here and do my best and compete with the best of them. I don't know, just glad I could do it.
And now the past few days, the Gateman pitching has been tremendous. The starters have not given up a run in the past few games. So how much does this speak to the depth of your pitching staff? Because, you weren't starting in the last game and Griffin Roberts wasn't starting. You both pitched out of the bullpen. So how much does this prove that you guys have a very strong pitching staff?
I mean, obviously, we haven't given up many runs. We're just pitching, doing really well. Our staff's deep. We come from schools, but we're good pitchers.
And you guys got your 5th straight win last night in exciting fashion, that walk-off. How you obviously weren't playing in the game, but how good did it feel to get that kind of win last night?
It was really exciting. It's finally good to win one in extra innings, and it's just got a lot of energy in the bullpen and everyone, and the whole team. Everyone loved it.
Now, how do you guys feel tonight? This is your first time here at YD, trying to get that 6th straight win. So what's the mindset of everyone going into tonight's game?
Just keep doing what we've been doing, and just keep trying to win games, and just keep trying to win games and do our best.
Great. Thanks, Justin. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Claudia. Awesome stuff from tomorrow's West All-Star starter, Justin Montgomery, one of the leaders in the Cape Cod League in the ERA category and in most categories, to be honest. Now it's time for today's starting lineups presented to you by Chatham Bars Inn. First, for the visiting Wareham Gatemen, the shoe-in leadoff hitter now, Stephen Kwan, is in left field today out of Oregon State, batting first. Tanner Dodson, DHing today out of California, will bat second. William McIver is catching. He'll hit third from Washington. Tristan Pompey moving up to the cleanup spot from Kentucky. He's in right field. Robbie Metz is batting fifth. He's at third base out of George Washington University. Jaron Duran batting sixth from Long Beach State. He's at second base. Nate Fosnot, the shortstop, is hitting seventh. Jake Anchia is batting eighth at first base from Nova Southeastern. And Nick Angelini, the center fielder, is batting ninth out of Bryant. For the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, who are 1-1 against these Gatemen this year. They've also won 9 of their last 10. Nico Horner, number 4, leading off for them at second base. He's from Stanford. Kyle Isbell out of UNLV is in center field, batting second. South Carolina's Carlos Cortez batting third and left. Alex McKenna in right, batting fourth. Drew Mendoza out of Florida State, DHing, batting fifth. Christian Kost, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Luke Miller, the first baseman, batting seventh. Connor Kaiser at shortstop will hit eighth, and Cody Martin, the catcher, will round out the order for these YD Red Sox. The Gatemen Baseball Network would like to remind you that you can contact us anytime by emailing pressbox@gatemen.org. That's pressbox@gatemen.org. Please feel free to send us your questions and comments, and we'll make sure to address them as soon as possible. Make sure you're keeping up with all the Gatemen action 24/7 by following the Wareham Gatemen on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. We now welcome Jacob Toby to the broadcast for Toby's Talk. That's a new thing. What's going on? What's the big story today, Jacob?
Toby's Talk? Is that what we're calling it now? I thought it was Toby's Take.
Oh, I messed up.
No, it doesn't matter. Toby's Talk, Toby's Take. I don't care what it is. Do you,
it's
do you
your
care?
choice. It's your talk.
I
or
like
take.
Toby's Take.
All right, well, it's his take. All-Star festivities at Spillane Field tomorrow. How exciting is this going to be for the city of Wareham?
The city of Wareham. The Gem of the Cape, Wareham, Massachusetts, Spillane Field. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow at the ballpark. There's going to be so many people in attendance. Tom Gay last night on our broadcast expected attendance, he said, should be between 5,000 and 7,000. There was about 6,000 at Spillane Field just 2 years ago when the All-Star Game was hosted back in 2015. So expect the same attendance, maybe even a little bit higher. The weather looks to be pretty good. Hopefully there's no rain. It may be cloudy earlier in the day, but it should clear up around 6. I'm playing part weatherman like you like to do sometimes, Mr. Corman. But no, it should be a real fun day. It's going to be a jam-packed day. We're going to get there really early. We're going to work hard, and we're going to watch some great talent on the field.
Jake Anchia participating in the Home Run Derby. You got an over-under for him?
Over-under? I'll probably go 3 home runs. Over and under. That's the 3.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what the standard is in the home run hitting contest for
the
Cape League.
It depends on what field you're talking about. I believe the Logan Sowers, who won the Home Run Derby back in 2015, who was obviously played for the Wareham Gatemen, I think he hit 5. So, we talk about it all the time on our broadcast, Sam. Spillane Field is very tough to hit home runs out of. And a home run derby, surely there's going to be more guys going for the big swing. But, again, it's going to be so tough. But Jake Anchia, like we've talked about, will replace Tristan Pompey in the home run derby. He is really excited. He's going to have a lot of fun going up against some guys who are so powerful in the lineup.
And on more of a personal note, Jacob, you're going to be broadcasting this game for one of the NPR local affiliates, the All-Star Game. How excited are you for that opportunity?
It'll be really fun doing the game with Matt McCarthy, 98.5 The Sports Hubs, one of their sports anchors up there in Boston. So it'll be really fun, good experience. Claudia Chakemin, our sideline reporter here, will be doing the sideline hits for the radio as well. Our producers here, Nick Veronesi, Matt Weasel there, they're going to be in the booth with Fox College Sports. You will be helping out Megan O'Brien on the sideline with Fox College Sports. Connor Federico will be helping out in the booth with Fox College Sports. So the broadcast team, we're going to get in there. We're going to see how a professional situation is run, and it's going to be a fun day. Matt Fell just going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off because he's got to write, he's got to do a lot of different things, and he's now on the broadcast. Oh, nope, he's not going to talk anymore. But, yeah, it should be a fun day. Really excited. Probably going to get there around 10, 11 a.m. and not leave till about 10 p.m., but, yeah, excited.
Awesome stuff. Thank you to Jacob Toby. We will send it to break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, the Gatemen Pregame Live, presented by South Coast Health. First pitch is almost upon us. Stay tuned.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgent-care. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgent-care.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gatemen.org.
All-Star Game Weekend starts with a celebrity softball game on July 21st at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Come watch Jason Veritek, Bill Lee, Nancy Kerrigan, Scott Zolak, and other celebrities play ball in support of the Cape Cod Baseball League and Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod. Gates open at 4 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, go to allstarcapecod.org. That's allstarcapecod.org.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information.
Welcome back to the Gatemen pregame live, presented by South Coast Health. They're running through the starting lineups right now, but we're just about ready to send it back over to our broadcasters for today, Connor Federico and Matt Feld. Connor?
Well, thanks for getting my name right the second time. Jacob also did that to me last night. I guess either nobody knows who I am or nobody wants me here. I don't know what the deal is, but Matt, we have an exciting ball game on our hands tonight. The Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, they take the field right now, and they're going against this Gatemen team. Two teams, really good hitting streaks, and we're just getting ready for the national anthem right now here at Red Wilson Field. Do you have any cool experiences at this field today?
Cool experiences? I don't know about that. Some experiences. Jacob totally remembers his first game here last year. We don't have to talk about what happened, but the cowbell is always noticeable. As you can pick up on the crowd mic.
Yep. Number 7. What do you like more, the cowbell or the Six Flags music at Spillane after the game?
Oh, the Six Flags music is pretty good. I enjoy the Six Flags music.
It's much better than the caw at Hyannis or the tomahawk chop at Bourne. Anyway, we're just getting ready for the national anthem of the United States here at YD. Connor Federico and Matt Feld along with you tonight for the Gatemen Baseball Network. And now we will turn it over to the public address announcer here at YD, who will take you through the national anthem of the United States.
Please rise and remove your hats. We invite you to sing along with Christine Marie as she sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's time for baseball here at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Connor Federico, Matt Feld, along with you. That was the national anthem. The Gatemen 16-15-1. The Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox 20-11-1. Should be a great matchup tonight. First time the Gatemen come here to Red Wilson Field this season. This is the last road field that they have not seen yet. The Gatemen, just a week ago, 4-8-1 was their record on the road. Fast forward to tonight's game, they come into this one 7-8-1 and with a chance to move to 500.
Yeah, and you know the big win over Katuitt kind of got it all started back last Saturday at 11-15-1. The Gatemen season kind of on the brink right there, and they're able to get a key 1-0 win and then compile wins over Hyannis to gain some separation in the playoff race and get a key win over Brewster, who's always dangerous at the plate. So the Gatemen have really turned their fortunes. And, of course, that all starts with playing better away from home.
If you've been joining us, you heard Sam Corman run through the starting lineup tonight for the Gatemen, but it will go as such. Stephen Kwan will handle leadoff duties for the Gatemen. Tanner Dodson will DH and bat second tonight.
Take it away.
And then Willie McIver, he will bat third, and he will do the catching tonight. Tristan Pompey in the cleanup spot, bats fourth and plays right field. Robbie Metz, a night after his RBI clutch base hit in the 10th, he bats fifth. And Jaron Duran, he will bat sixth and play second base. Nate Fosnot back in the lineup tonight. We'll talk a little more about him. He bats seventh and plays shortstop. Jake Anchia, tomorrow's home run derby participant, bats eighth and plays first base. And Nick Angelini, wearing number 8, but batting number 9. The pitcher for the Gatemen will be for Fitz Stadler, but first, this Gatemen lineup will see John Rooney.
Yeah, John Rooney, the left-hander out of,
Hofstra.
Out of Hofstra. I was going to say Hartford, and I knew right off the bat that was wrong, of course. Left-hander out of Hofstra has had a bit of a tough time up here on the Cape, and it's been susceptible to the home run ball here at Yarmouth Dennis, as most pitchers are when they get here. We're well aware of their dimensions, especially to center field. Comes in with an ERA over 5. Solid control, though. Won't walk a lot of hitters. Has a fastball between 90 and 92 miles an hour. That can have some sneaking action, and a really nice changeup, as it seems that most lefties, as part of the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, do.
Rooney, from my old stomping grounds, the Hamptons League, was a Southampton breaker in the summer of 2016. 6 starts, a 2.52 ERA, 1-2 record, 32 strikeouts in 25 innings. He's really a strikeout guy. Was almost internet famous last year, you could call him. He did a water bottle flip onto the brim of his cap. He got all over ESPN, and I brought him on the broadcast last summer. Really nice guy, a lot of fun to talk to, but the Gatemen, they're hoping to get to him early and often. You said he's susceptible to that home run ball, but shallow center field here at Red Wilson, only 350 feet, something the Gatemen could take advantage of.
It's rather incredible. Most fields, of course, left and right field down the lines is the shallowest part of the yard, but you'll find that most hitters that try to hit the ball out in those dimensions here end up hitting weak fly balls. The power spot in this field is to dead center field. If you can get a hold of one even slightly to center field and kind of let the wind take it, there's a good chance that you've got yourself a long ball.
Big breeze out here tonight from 10 to 15 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. It's blowing to dead left field. And Stephen Kwan, he will step up for the first at-bat of today's game. He'll face John Rooney, a lefty-on-lefty battle, to begin today's game. Kwan shows bunt and takes the ball inside. Kwan at the top of this lineup has been a great table setter for the Gatemen. You've described him, and Don Sneddon has described him as a pest, a guy who can take a lot of pitches, foul pitches away with 2 strikes, work long at bats. He takes a called strike right here, and you know that this count is probably going to get to 2-2, 3-2. He'll work Rooney before the rest of the lineup sees him. The 1-1 is taken for strike 2, so Rooney works ahead. And that's really been the strength of these Gatemen pitchers over the past couple of days, working ahead in that count.
Yes, it has been. Kwan was robbed of an extra base hit in his first at-bat yesterday by Jake Palomaki, a full-on diving catch in left field.
Kwan takes a ball high, ducked out of the way, and almost got that bat around, but, it's ruled a foul ball. Just tipped off the bat, and now we'll get the 1-2 again.
Kwan was trying to get out of the way and ended up checking a swing and hit it right off the top of his bat.
The 1-2 from Rooney is just called out of the strike zone. So the count's even now at 2-2. Tanner Dodson on deck. Willie McIver will bat third. Maybe we'll see Tristan Pompey in this inning batting cleanup. But first, the 2-2 to Kwan. Fouled away. This one might stay in play, and it does not. It goes out.
Stands right up against the foul territory here at Red Wilson Field. I almost said Wed Wilson Field. Red Wilson Field. The bleachers literally right in just about the lip of the grass. So definitely a chance for some interaction between the players as they go after a ball in foul territory and the fans.
Rooney's 2-2 again. Drifted out into left field. The wind's carrying it, but under it is Cortez, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
The designated hitter.
So now up Tanner Dodson, the switch hitter. Over the past couple of days, we've seen him more on the left side than the right side, but tonight he will face the starter Rooney, a left-hander, and we'll see what he can do from the right.
Yeah, and he'll be batting from the right-hand side of the plate tomorrow in the All-Star game when he's batting in the number 2 spot against Yarmouth Dennis's Kevin Bubich, a left-hander out of Stanford.
Bubich, a guy that when the Gatemen and the YD Red Sox met the first time, the Gatemen, they did pretty well against him en route to a 4-0 victory.
Yeah, Jake Anchiu, who's in the home run hitting contest tomorrow. Hit a 2-run home run against him to left field.
The 1-0, and Dodson swings and misses, so the count moves to 1-1. 1 out here. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Connor Federico and Matt Feld along with you for the action. We'll hear from our Claudia Chakamian and our Sam Corman very shortly. Score updates and sideline interviews. Dodson, foul tip into the glove of the catcher Martin, And we'll get a 1-2. Rooney again working ahead in the count. Rooney out of the windup. The 1-2. Again, another high pitch, a defensive swing by a batter, and it's a foul ball instead of ball 2.
Yeah, Tanner Dotson right now is a little uncomfortable at the plate. Was late on 2 fastballs that usually does not get blown by him. Again, as we said, Rooney usually only around between 90 to 92 miles an hour, but some good movement on that fastball nonetheless.
Tanner Dotson, switch hitter, batting from the right side. Takes the 1-2 from Rooney up high. Count moves to 2-2. Nice crowd on hand here at Yarmouth Dennis tonight. Beautiful night at the ballpark. A bit hot, a bit humid, but a nice breeze. 2-2, grounded to the shortstop. Kaiser picks it up on a 1-hop. Dodson legging it out, and he won't get there. 2 gone. The Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox infield lines up as follows. It's Christian Koss at third base. Connor Kaiser just made that play at shortstop. Nico Horner is at second. Luke Miller at first. And doing the catching for John Rooney is a new addition, Cody Martin. In the outfield from left to right, Carlos Cortez, Kyle Isbell, and Alex McKenna. All 3 of them all-stars.
Yeah, and they've been right at the heart of this late surge from Yarmouth Dennis. Looked like for a long time it was a long drawn conclusion that Orleans was going to win the Eastern Division. Not so fast. Yarmouth Dennis with this 6-game winning streak is back to within just a game of Orleans.
Willie McIver swings and misses. The count goes to 1-1 after taking the initial pitch in this at-bat for a ball. He swings and chops this one foul down the third base line. McIver, his sophomore season this spring for the Washington Huskies, hit .292, 2 home runs, 27 RBIs. Often overlooked is the runs you score, but that's what wins ball games. 28 of them this spring. And we've seen him steal quite a lot of bases this summer. But he swings and misses on strike 3. And that will do the top of the first inning. The Gatemen go down 1-2-3. Yarmouth Dennis hoping to strike first in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgent-care. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgent-care.
The Down East Lobster Roll combos are back at the 99 restaurants. Visit today in Centerville, Falmouth, Mashpee, Wareham, or Yarmouth for the best value for lobster rolls on the Cape. The 99, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
We are back, the Gatemen Baseball Network, in the bottom of the first inning. Fitz Stadler takes the mound. Behind him is his defense. From the left to right in the outfield, Stephen Kwan, Nick Angelini, and Tristan Pompey. In the infield, Robbie Metz at third, Nate Fosnot at shortstop, and All George Washington. Left side of the infield today, Jaron Duran at second, Jake Anchia at first. Willie McIver will do the catching, and then the YD Red Sox lineup, it'll go Nico Horner, Kyle Isbell, Carlos Cortez, Alex McKenna, Drew Mendoza, Christian Koss, Luke Miller, Connor Kaiser, and Cody Martin. Connor Federico, Matt Feld here with you tonight.
Yeah, Stadler taking the mound. Stadler had a bit of a tough outing his first time out against Chatham, but since then's been really good for the game. In over 8 innings of work, 8 shutout innings, giving up just 5 hits.
A guy through 2 years of school at Arizona State. He's only made 2 starts for the Sun Devils. 1 start and 11 more relief appearances his freshman year. He deals to Nico Horner, called ball 1 high. His sophomore year battled with injuries a bit, only 1 start, 5 more relief appearances, and a 4.85 ERA. And the 1-0 swung on and fouled off towards the YD dugout.
And Stadler prides himself on pitching downhill, of course, as you just mentioned, overpowering in terms of a height standpoint on the mound, and is able to throw that changeup in the dirt on such a great downward angle when up in the count. Hitters usually chase after it for strikeouts.
6'9" fit Stadler, 235 pounds. He deals to 5'11" Nico Horner. The 1-1 swung on and hit into right field. Chasing it is Pompey, and it lands for a foul ball. Dangerously close, but the Gatemen catch a break thanks to the foul line. Just a long foul ball, and Stadler's ahead 1-2.
Nice job by Horner. There goes the other way on a 1-1 fastball that seemed to be down and in, and just foul. Would have been at least a double, maybe even a triple with Horner's speed to lead off the game, but just a harmless strike nonetheless.
So we'll get the 1-2. It's like a good line drive down the right field line. There's no way Pompey was getting to that one. He's made some great defensive plays in right field. You know, we talked about the short porch in center, and then you also mentioned that hitters, they can try to hit it too far to the corners. It's 340 to left, 340 to right, and 350 to center. So an interesting sort of dimensions here at the Red, as it's nicknamed. Ground ball up the middle. First test for Fosnot. Throws on a first, and he got Horner. 1 gone. Good to see Nate Fosnot back on the diamond for the Gatemen.
Nice play moving to his left. Horner with good speed. He fields, makes up ground, and throws on the run. Nice strong throw to Anchia, who stretches the bag over there at first base for the first out. A big man to keep off the bases for the Gatemen.
Kyle Isbell, now the batter. Another guy who stands 5'11" in this YD lineup, an all-star. Will be a reserve in the game tomorrow at Spillane Field. And Isbell spent his last summer with the Santa Barbara Foresters of the California Collegiate League. Hit .309 in 40 games and fouls a 1-0 back. Counts 1-1 with 1 out for Stadler.
Isbell with 115 at-bats in 31 games. That is a lot of at-bats up here on the Cape League. William McIver came in today with 111, most of any Gateman.
Isbell takes ball 2 from Stadler. Hitting .261 this summer is Isbell. He's scored 28 runs this summer, and that leads the YD Red Sox team, and now Stadler pegs him in the leg.
Fastball that got him right, seemed to be right on the outside of the kneecap.
Nothing malicious from Stadler for sure, just trying to get on that inside part of the plate. Just missed his spot a bit. And Isbell is now standing up. Scott Pickler coming over from his third base coaching duties and wants to check on Isbell, make sure he's all right. So will some athletic training staff. And it looks like Isbell wants to stay out there. I mean, he's for sure a guy who is a grinder for this YD Red Sox team. Talking to their broadcast staff before the game, that's how they really described this whole Red Sox team to me. This 6-game win streak they've been on, similar to the Gatemen, they're all wins, but they haven't been pretty. This team really grinds them out late in ball games.
Yeah, they do. They do. They know how to use the skills they have to their advantage. They're a big stolen base team. Nico Horner, 13 stolen bases. Kyle Isbell, 10 for 10. Now he will go back over to first base. He's okay. 10 for 10 on the base paths. They play a lot of small ball, hit and run, and then when they need to, they get the big hit like Drew Mendoza's grand slam against Orleans the other day.
Good to see that Isbell's okay. He's now on first base. Stadler would not like that to last very long, but here is Carlos Cortez from the University of South Carolina. Stadler checks over at first. A little bit of a weak throw in the dirt ahead of Anchia. He knocks it down, but it gets away. And Isbell will stay at first. No harm done. Cortez, another short guy in this YD lineup, stands 5'7", 195 pounds. And he takes called strike one from Stadler. The wind has changed directions now, Matt. It's going towards center field and right field. Before it was, if you're hitting from the plate, it's going to go straight out to left field. Now maybe the lefty batters and guys who want to go out to center get a bit more of an advantage. Oh, now it's changed again, and it's back to its original.
Call it a swirling wind.
Yeah. Either way, it's all moving out to the outfield as Stadler deals ball one in this at-bat. Gatemen starters, we mentioned it in the pregame. 5 different starters for the Gatemen have thrown 29 scoreless innings. Stadler trying to keep that streak alive. Gatemen pitching staff has been tremendous, and Stadler deals strike 2. Really good pitch at the high part of the plate.
Good fastball right there from Stadler. Would not be surprised against that left-handed hitter if we saw that change up here. Can possibly swing over the top of it or roll over into a double play. At least, of course, that would be the intended goal.
Stadler out of the stretch with his yellow laces for Arizona State. He deals high, and laying off it is Cortez. We'll get a 2-2 coming up. You mentioned in the pregame as well, YD, a team that gets it done with its offense. 6.2 runs on average per game during their win streak. Runner goes. It's a hit and run. A line drive in the left will land in front of Quan. He throws behind the runner at second. Just getting back in safely is Isbell. Runners on first and second, 1 out now for Stadler. We saw some Gatemen pitchers work into trouble yesterday. Was not the end of the world.
Hit and run right there, and as you said, right then and there. Very interesting to see Stadler go back to the breaking ball there on 1 and 2. Tried to go on 1 and 2 and left it up, and able to stay off it was Cortez, and then right there on the hit and run, a nice piece of hitting the left field. Again, the Gatemen able to throw behind the runner in first. Second, that play was a lot closer at second base than I think Isbell thought it was. That was a bang-bang play to not go back sliding in, but Duran's tag just a second too late, and some early trouble here for the Gatemen.
We've seen Quan show off that arm in either center or left field. Makes the start in left tonight. Stadler now deals to Alex McKenna, the 4-batter in this lineup, wearing number 23 in red tonight. Home team wearing the Cape Cod League Red Shirt Fridays attire.
Always a good look.
Alex McKenna, back in 2015, was a Walla Walla Sweets teammate of Willie McIver, who's doing the catching right now. These two have played together before. Face off right now in the Cape League. Fitz Stadler ahead 0-1. Kicks and fires towards the plate. Looked like the home plate umpire James Dion wanted to call that one, but decided not to. And we'll get the 1-1. Stadler, you talked about that downward action. Everything he throws has such an angle on it just because of how tall he is. Great high release point, too. It's a foul ball from McKenna on this pitch. The release point, if he stands 6'9", is probably about 7 feet up in the air.
Can be close to 7 feet, especially because he's straight over the top, and he does his best to use that to his advantage right there on 1-1. A really nice breaking pitch low and outside, and McKenna the only thing he can do is foul it straight back. And again, Stadler up in the count. He'll try to use it to his advantage this time.
Waiting from the sign from Willie McIver. He takes it, checks on the runner at second with his eyes, and throws to the plate. Breaking ball fouled off. And we'll get the 1-2 again. So right now, YD making Fitz Stadler throw a lot of pitches in the early going.
Yeah, this will be his 18th already, and each of them going at least 4 pitches. The big one that's killing so far is Isbell getting hit by the pitch on 2-1. Fastball that drilled him just above the kneecap.
McKenna and Stadler facing off here in the Cape League, both former 2015 Major League Baseball draft picks. And McKenna takes called strike 3. Doesn't love the call, but he'll head back to the dugout. Fitz Stadler gets that critical second out of the inning.
Gets him looking at a fastball. Have to think maybe McKenna's looking there on the breaking ball on 1-2, since Stadler had thrown consecutive ones, maybe a third one, but he just gets frozen with the fastball right at the knees on the inner half of the plate. An emphatic strike three call by James Dion.
That strikeout, the first of the night for Fitz Stadler, brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Fitz Stadler has 2 YD base runners on here, no score. We're in the bottom of the first inning at Red Wilson Field. Stadler's first pitch down in the dirt, but blocked nicely by McIver. 1-0.
Mendoza just 1 home run on the year with 8 RBIs, but as I mentioned earlier, a grand slam at that. It made 5-0 over Orleans in the first inning. YD went on to win that game 9-2, and that's why they were able to pull within just a game and a half of first on the eve of the All-Star game.
Drew Mendoza, part of that Florida State Seminoles team that made it all the way to the ACC championship this spring. Wears 22 in red. Stadler deals 39 in blue, and he misses inside. Count now 2-0, and that's dangerous when you're talking about pitching to a guy coming out of high school, was ranked the #1 shortstop in the country by perfect game. That's Drew Mendoza. Finally, a tall guy in this lineup, stands 6'4".
Yes, big kid, as you just said, from the left-hand side of the plate, 6'4", 210 pounds.
Stadler goes to the plate. The 2-0 called for a strike, and that's exactly what he needed right there. Locates that fastball nicely. Zavalis, yesterday, we saw him go with different pitches in different counts. It wasn't the 2-0 fastball. It wasn't the 3-1 fastball. He really mixed it up. He can locate with all sorts of pitches. 2-1, down in the dirt again, blocked nicely by McIver. The runners have to stay put.
Right now, Stadler having a bit of a tough time throwing that changeup for strikes, and you want to bounce that pitch sometimes when there's 2 strikes in the count, but up 2-1 Mendoza, no incentive to go after that.
3-1, 2 outs. 2 runners on base. It's Isbell at second, Cortez at first. And Stadler steps off out of the stretch. Now takes the mound again. Dealing to his catcher, Willie McIver. Mendoza at the plate. Awaits the 3-1. Here it is, swing and a miss, strike 2. That's the pitch Stadler needed.
Great breaking pitch up in the down on the count, 3-1. If you're Stadler, you have to think Mendoza's sitting fastball right there. He took a nice big rip, but a great slider. Low and in, Mendoza swings right over the top of it. And now it's full count, 2 runners on, 2 outs. They'll definitely be going on the pitch.
Winning streaks on the line tonight. 5 for the Gatemen, 6 for the YD Red Sox. At the end of tonight, one team will be leaving here with a 1-game losing streak. But the YD Red Sox, they come into this one 9-1 in their last 10. The Gatemen 6-4 in their last 10, so not entirely the same. The 3-2. Fly ball to left field. Under it. Kwan makes the catch. It's the 3rd out of the inning. Fitz Stadler works himself in a little bit of trouble, but retires. Alex McKenna and Drew Mendoza here in the bottom of the first. Still no score from Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Listen to the game wherever you go with the Next Radio app. Catch this station's local broadcast or stream all the action right on your phone. Visit the Google Play Store and download the free Next Radio app today.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Friendly's Restaurants, a timeless tradition since 1935, is proud to be the official ice cream of the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring together 2 of America's favorite pastimes, baseball and ice cream.
Tristan Pompey, Robbie Metz, Jaron Duran all due up, coming here in the top of the second inning to face John Rooney, who sent the first third of the Gatemen lineup down 1-2-3. Back in the top of the first, but that sort of seems like a while ago now.
Does seem like a while ago. A 25-minute first inning. Very unusual for the Cape League.
If you'd recall, to just a week ago, the Wareham Gatemen were in last place. Now above 500 for the first time since the opening week of the summer, just a half a game out of first place. Tristan Pompey will face John Rooney, and he takes ball one inside to begin this at-bat. We talked about the switch hitters, Dodson and Pompey. They'll both bat on the right side tonight against the lefty Rooney. Pompey awaits the 1-0, and he takes call ball two.
Rooney working at a very quick pace right now.
Rooney out of the windup is 2-0. Big cut and miss by Tristan Pompey. Count moves to 2-1 now. These two teams, the last time they played, went into extra innings. The Gatemen lost that one. And Pompey fouls off a 2-1 out of play. Count now 2-2. Last night, though, the Gatemen, they go into extras, and the guy who's on deck, Robbie Metz, a walk-off single.
Captain Clutch.
Gatemen now 1-1-1 in extra inning affairs. Pompey, his swing is appealed over at first. He did not go, and the count is now full.
Not be surprised if we saw what we saw on the 1-0 count, a changeup here. Full count to a dangerous right-handed hitter, and a great changeup that Rooney has.
The 3-2 fouled off. Pompey working a good at-bat, trying to bring Rooney's pitch count up, similar to how the Red Sox just brought up Stadler's pitch count in the first. Rooney's 3-2 from 3-4 in red. Ground ball right back to his glove. Foot race with Pompey, but a flip on a first will retire the batter. The Gatemen have gone down 1-2-3-4. Trying to change that now is Robbie Metz.
Thought that ball was headed for center field. A really nice play by Rooney, a left-hander falling off to the third base side, but able to get that backhand glove stab at it, and it ends up right into his mitt. Hard hit ball off the bat of Pompey, but just a hard ball, just a hard hit ground out.
Robbie Metz now batting. Another righty to face the lefty Rooney. And Rooney deals high, ball one. No score here at Red Wilson Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Thank you for joining us tonight. Connor Federico and Matthew Feld. Robbie Metz, ground ball to the shortstop, picked up on a short hop by Kaiser. On to first, it's bobbled by the first baseman Miller. Robbie Metz is safe, and he's the first Gatemen base runner tonight.
Yeah, seemed like a routine play for Kaiser right there. Just kind of double clutch a little bit, short arms the throw, and the first baseman Miller unable to pick it out of the bag, and that scored an E6.
Number 10.
It's the first error of the game, something that the Gatemen in this winning streak have avoided. However, their opponents have committed plenty of errors. They've won 2 games, 3 games actually, when opponents commit 3 errors. So they've done well at the plate, but also gotten some help from the opposing defense. And Robbie Metz is actually just picked off. Good move over to first by John Rooney. The cowbell's ringing here at Red Wilson. 2 gone, nobody out, nobody on.
Really nice pickoff move by Rooney. Metz usually a terrific base runner, but right there, just the deception by Rooney, and Metz is out in plenty of time over there at first base.
So 2 outs, the bases are empty for Jaron Duran, who lines this one into a crowd along the left field line. Count 0-1 now. The Gatemen, now they are aware here in the second inning that John Rooney's pickoff move, lefty, sort of hard to tell where that leg kick is going to go. They have to be aware of that now. The 0-1. And it's called 0-2 now. So Rooney, after he picks off Metz, working back in the windup. And Duran down to his final strike here in the top of the second for the Gatemen in a scoreless game against the YD Red Sox. East meets West, both of these teams in second place in their respective divisions. The 0-2 from Rooney is way high. Duran would have needed a step ladder to get to that one, so he'll take 1-2. So the error by the shortstop, Kaiser, is bailed out by the pickoff move from his pitcher. Rooney helping out his defense. Now the 1-2, ground ball to Kaiser again. He makes a good throw on a first base, and Duran is gone. Goes 1, sort of 2, and 3 in this top of the second inning for the Wareham Gatemen. It's YD's turn coming up in the bottom of this frame. Scoreless here. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the visiting team, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2017 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Chatham Bars Inn, the Fuller Family Foundation, Dunkin' Donuts, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod Potato Chips, Friendly's Ice Cream, Baseball Factory, Cape and Island License Plate, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Stop and Shop, Peapod. We'll be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Here we are in the bottom of the second at Red Wilson Field. All tied up, zeros on the scoreboard for the Gatemen and the YD Red Sox. The Gatemen in their road blues with a red W on the left side of the chest and gray pants. Fitz Stadler wearing socks up to his knees. He's the only Gatemen defender right now who has that look. Do you know anything about that? It seems like almost all the Gatemen go pants down to the ankles.
Pants down. Tanner Dotson will sometimes go with the stirrups.
Foul ball by Koss. Count now 1-1. Christian Koss, the UC Irvine Anteater.
Great nickname.
Hit 180 as a freshman, though. Numbers he'll try to improve upon next spring. That's why players come to the Cape League. It's as simple as that. Get better when you go back to school. Now he takes strike 2 on the outside corner, courtesy of Fitz Stadler, who worked himself 2 base runners, moved 1 into scoring position in terms of Kyle Isbell, but got 2 straight outs to keep this game scoreless. Foul ball up high out of play, and now it's been 30 straight scoreless innings by Gatemen starters.
It's pretty ridiculous when you think about it. I was talking to assistant coach Daryl Maxwell before the game, and he just shook his head smiling. Unbelievable. And it is unbelievable.
Out of the windup, the 1-2. Stadler deals low, and Koss evens this one out with his eyes. The count now 2-2. Stadler out of the windup. He takes the sign from McIver. Kicks and deals, and it's high. So after getting ahead early, the count now moves to 3-2. The Gatemen, last night we were a bit worried that the longer they stay in a 0-0 ball game, it hasn't gone well for them in the beginning of the season. And in this past week, they've done better, but Koss works a walk here, and Fitz Stadler puts on the opening runner of this bottom of the second inning. The Gatemen in the beginning of the season, when the game was tied or scoreless for the first while, it was sort of scary. You thought maybe they'd give up a lead and then lose the game. But recently, during this win streak, a 1-0 win at Katuitt. That run comes in the 8th inning. And then a 1-0 win at home at Spillane Field. And the Gatemen win courtesy of a walk-off base hit in the 10th. So now it seems like the Gatemen can stretch these games. Runner goes. Ground ball foul, though, picked up by the first baseman, Anchia.
Second hit.
Koss will return to second. Sorry, Matt.
No, I'm sorry about that. Second hit runner attempt already in this game by Yarmouth Dennis. Not be surprised here if we head towards the bottom of the lineup. Maybe a bunt, a stolen base attempt by Koss. With Kaiser and Martin due up, Yarmouth Dennis probably try to manufacture a run.
Luke Miller, he's batting .313 this summer. Played 2 games here for YD in 2016. Went 0 for 3 in a strikeout. Doing much better this summer, though, when he takes ball one. Count moves to 1-1. Miller, a guy that for sure YD has relied on this season. This is his 27th game of the summer. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Pickoff move by Stadler. They've all been down in the dirt so far, trying to throw back over there. So we'll await the 1-1. You can hear the wind in our microphones. It's certainly a breezy night, but it's the only reason that we're not sweating to death out here, Matt.
Yeah, nice little breeze here at Red Wilson Field.
High fastball, throw on down to first, and not in time to get the runner crossed. But the count moves to 1-2. High fastball by Stadler, but I forgot to mention there was a swing by Miller.
A nice throw by McCover from his knees, and Chia just whiffs kind of the almost swinging-looking tag, trying to tag Koss in the helmet. Just misses him. Probably would have been safe anyway, but a close play nonetheless. Nice throw by McIver.
Stadler out of the stretch. 1-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Stadler's second strikeout of the night comes here in the second inning. That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
Connor Kaiser.
Big strikeout right there from Stadler. High fastball goes back there up again. Twice in a row he's able to get Miller to go after it, and it gets a big first out of the inning for Stadler.
Connor Kaiser, now the batter. On deck, Cody Martin, who the Gatemen have not seen yet this season. Kaiser, pretty much the everyday shortstop for the YD Red Sox. Splits some time with Christian Koss, a pickoff move over to first. Won't beat Koss, who is the runner on first right now. Kaiser just a point away from 300, hitting .299 through 27 games for the YD Red Sox. And Stadler's 0-0 misses high, now 1-0.
Stadler having a bit of a tough time getting ahead of hitters with their first pitch. Really 2 first pitch balls in the inning, and 5 for the game. The first 8 hitters he's seen.
Stadler entered this game with a 3.60 ERA, and Kaiser fouls away the 1-0. 1-1, 1 out. The only other ones on the scoreboard right now are hits for the YD Red Sox and errors for the YD Red Sox. Otherwise, through 2 innings, the Gatemen have been no hit. They did have a base runner in Robbie Metz, who was eventually picked off. Stadler out of the stretch. Takes a sign, deals towards the plate, and that is called strike 2. Good pitch by Stadler, now 1-2. Seems like a steady diet of fastballs.
Yeah, Stadler's fastball command so far has been terrific. As the game goes on, there's no question that he's going to have to be able to incorporate some of his secondary stuff, which he's been missing with, especially high with his breaking ball out of the zone. But so far, his fastball command has been pretty good.
1-2, swung on and fouled off by Kaiser. Kaiser, interestingly enough, comes from the same hometown as former Gatemen pitcher Miller Hogan.
Ooh.
Overland Park, Kansas, both the only Kansas natives on either of the teams at the time that Hogan was still here, just this time last week. Blue Valley West High School for Kaiser, Blue Valley Southwest High School for Miller Hogan.
Hogan, a terrific pitcher back in high school. I'm sure the two have maybe at some point crossed each other.
Ground ball to the right side. It's picked up by Duran. He'll make a tough toss on a second. It will not beat the runner, Koss. It actually, the throw was there, but it pulled Nate Fosnot off the bag. So now you have 1 out, 2 men on. Is that the right call there for Duran?
Yeah, probably. I thought the throw was there in time, but apparently he must have pulled Nate Fosnot off the bag. Tough play going in the hole, and maybe the only thing I'd think is go to first base, just get the second out of the inning with the bottom of the order coming up. But I still thought Duran had him at second base, but second base umpire says no.
Here's the catcher tonight, number 8, Cody Martin. YD has had a long list of catchers this season, bringing guys in. They only play a couple of games, and then they leave due to injuries or being released. Martin, one in a long line. He comes from Cal Poly Pomona. The last catcher that the Gatemen saw from YD went to Lewis Clark State in Idaho. That was Darren Trainer. Didn't make much noise against the Gatemen. 1-0 from Stadler, called for a strike. Now, Cody Martin, a switch hitter, batting on the left side. Stadler again in a bit of a tough situation here in the second. Now, Coach Sneddon and Coach Lawler have said this is going to be a group effort now that some of the reliable starters have left. You're going to bring in a lot of guys from the bullpen, ask more guys to pitch more innings. 1-1, down low, now 2-1.
Yeah, especially with Justin Montgomery and Griffin Roberts scheduled to pitch in the All-Star game tomorrow. They're unavailable at least until Tuesday or Wednesday, so that makes it so the Gatemen have to kind of work around that. Mason Fielding, Noah Zavalis, they've both started the last 3 days. They're unavailable. It's unlikely that Jordan Braden or Brett Canine were available either, so the bullpen definitely a bit short for the Gatemen.
2-1 misses. Now Stadler with a 3-1 coming up is one pitch away from loading the bases. Still scoreless here at Red Wilson. 0-0 between the YD Red Sox and the Wareham Gatemen. On second, it's Koss. On first, it's Connor Kaiser. One day before tomorrow's Cape League All-Star game. 3-1 grounded back to Stadler. He'll throw on a second. It gets into center field. Rounding third and heading for home is Christian Koss. It's an error on the pitcher, Stadler, and YD scores first.
Yeah, I think Stadler overthought that just a little bit. It seemed to think about going to first, then realized he could throw to second, and usually when as a pitch you overthink a little bit, it can kind of get a bit confusing for you, and he just airmails that throw into center field. It looked like Nate Flossnight was getting ready to cover the second base bag, but that throw was closer to Jaron Duran, who was back towards second base in his usual position, and it cost the Gatemen a run, and now Stadler in some big trouble with the top of the order coming up for the YD Red Sox.
Yeah, you talked about order flipping. Here's Nico Horner, 0 for 1 on the day. That could have been a double play for the Gatemen to get them out of the inning. Instead, Stadler finally gives up a run as a Gateman starter. Not an earned run, though. First pitch to Horner misses. Pac-12 matchup. Stadler from Arizona State. Horner from Stanford. He was named All Pac-12 and All Pac-12 defensive team this spring as a sophomore. Stanford losing to Brett Canine's Cal State Fullerton in their own regional. And Horner takes ball 2. So Stadler, he was behind 3-1 in that last count to Cody Martin, now falling behind to Nico Horner. Stadler out of the stretch, looks over at second, but kicks towards the plate. Foul ball by Horner. Now 2-1.
Yeah, anytime you fall behind any hitters, let alone this Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox lineup, you're going to fall into a bit of trouble, but definitely frustrating. Kaiser hits a ground ball to second base. Gateman unable to turn that play at second base, in which Fosson comes off the bag, and so Koss is safe, and then Martin just hits a weak tapper on 3-1 right back to the mound, but the throw is airmailed into center field. Otherwise, the Gatemen would be well out of this inning by now.
The Gatemen are trailing in a ball game for the first time since a July 14th 4-3 loss at the Harwich Mariners. Another foul ball by Horner. Interestingly enough, both these teams, YD on a 6-game win streak, Wareham on a 5-game winning streak, both win streaks for this team began after a loss to the Harwich Mariners.
How do you like that?
You lose to the worst team in the league, and then I guess you say, come on, guys, we got to get it together, and both teams certainly have.
Harwich has blown a lot of late leads this season.
Stadler's 2-2. Lined, foul down the right field line, and we will do the 2-2 again to number 4, Nico Horner. Runners on first and second. The YD Red Sox lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Stadler taking his time out of the stretch. Deals to the plate, ground ball up the middle. Fosnot gets a glove on it, tosses to Duran on to first. The throw won't beat Horner, but the second out of this inning is recorded over at second, and Cody Martin is sent back to the dugout. Moving to third, Connor Kaiser.
Nice play by Nate Fosnot. Covers a lot of ground, getting up the middle. Fields it with his glove hand. Does the flip to Duran, who decided to catch the ball with his bare hand. A bit risky considering the fact that the odds of getting Horner at first base were not going to happen no matter what. But Duran able to get able to extend his hand fully and and snare the baseball. Otherwise, that would have been big trouble for the Gatemen.
Time's called. Willie McIver, the catcher, gives some signs to the infield in case you see Nico Horner run. Tanner Dodson is due up 5th in the top of the 3rd for the Wareham Gatemen, but he just jogged on down to the bullpen, possibly getting his arm started. Ball in the dirt, blocked by McIver. Fakes the throw to second. Horner is in there safely, and remaining at 3rd is Connor Kaiser. Kyle Isbell at the plate now. Isbell usually number 2 for YD, but wearing number 36 tonight. Not the normal YD jerseys today. Cape Cod Red Shirt Fridays. As Stadler deals high, the count's now 2-0.
Stadler again falling behind an opposing hitter. 4th time in this inning that's happened.
Stadler out of the stretch. With runners on 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs. Ball 3 up high to Isbell. The Gatemen have a chance, if they can win this game, to become 500 both on the road and against the East Division this season. 7-8-1 on the road, 7-8 against the East, but not before a Kyle Isbell walk. 4 pitches from Stadler, and now the bases are loaded. Time is called, and Jim Lawler will walk out there to have a discussion with Stadler.
Number 37.
Right now, Stadler just a bit all over the place, bouncing that changeup a couple of times, throwing a fastball in the dirt, and it's just not been able to get any sort of consistency out of his secondary pitches. And against a lineup like Yarmouth Dennis, that's just going to put you in a lot of trouble. And right now, Carlos Cortez with a big chance to kind of blow this game open early.
With the bases loaded and 2 outs, a run's already scored for YD. There has not been a single hit in this inning for the Red Sox. That's got to be a frustrating way to finally give up the run from your starter, Fitz Stadler.
Yeah, 3 ground balls, 2 lead to base runners, a strikeout of Miller, but the leadoff walk to Koss when he was up in the count 1-2, really coming back to bite Stadler in this inning.
So Coach Lawler does not make a pitching change. It's just going to be a conversation, and an important one. Here is Carlos Cortez, the 3-hitter for the YD Red Sox, hitting .307 this season, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. If he gets enough of a ball, that could change to 18 RBIs if Stadler isn't careful. Wind swirling, blowing towards center. A foul ball behind the plate. Willie McIver's under it, and a clutch catch ends the inning. Fitz Stadler leaves the bases loaded, but the YD Red Sox score a run here in the bottom of the 2nd. The Gatemen trail in a game for the first time. You're listening to Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Advanced Embroidery, Cape Destinations, Robert B. R., Sullivan Tire, Vacation Inn Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Next Radio, Yellow Book, TSA, Rawlings, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, and Axis Bats. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians, expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
The YD Red Sox score an unearned run in the 2nd inning, and the Gatemen are behind in a ball game for the first time in 5 games. Trying to change that right now. Nate Fosnot, the batter for Wareham. He takes the 0-0 from John Rooney, a foul ball. Fosnot, a guy who missed a lot of action for the Gatemen. He's missed sort of some ups, some downs, and now comes in a time where this team is above 500. At danger of falling back to 500 tonight as Fosnot swings and misses the low pitch. Count now 0-2. Rooney deals outside, count 1-2. Rooney again, swing and a miss, strike 3. Nate Fosnot sent back into the dugout. It'll bring up Jake Anchia.
Really nice breaking ball right there. You got to strike out William McIver, and again in the same spot to Nate Fosnot, 1-2. Biting slider, it looks like, even a sharp curveball. Just starts off in the middle of the plate and dives down towards Fosnot's feet, and Fosnot very aggressive in that at-bat, swings right over the top of it.
Jake Anchia, the batter in the 8 spot today for the Gatemen. Faces Rooney, who deals strike 1, called down the center of the plate to Anchia. The Gatemen still no hits in this ball game. They do have 1 error. First time during this win streak. Anchia bounces this one foul. Rooney working very quickly in terms of his pace, but also working quickly, getting ahead of hitters right now.
Yeah, he is, and getting right on. Hitters probably, if you're in a position right now, you might want to step out, kind of get him out of his rhythm a little bit, because Rooney just getting on the mound and firing.
0-2 fouled away by Anchia. Rooney just throwing pitch after pitch. The red jersey and the white pants from the YD Red Sox. 0-2 is up high. Count moves to 1-2. Gatemen 1-1 against the YD Red Sox this season. Both games coming at Clem Spillane Field. 1-2 lined foul. Anchia, probably the hardest contact we've seen from any Gateman batter tonight on that pitch.
Yeah, just way out in front. Looks like a slider above the belt. Anchia, as we know, with a ton of power and a little out in front, and he crushes that ball deep down the left field line, but well foul.
Looked like a bit of a mistake pitch from Rooney. Catcher Martin might have wanted that one lower, and the two have a quick conversation. But Rooney back on the mound again. His 1-2 is popped up. This one's going to be in play. The shortstop, Kaiser, makes the catch. 2 gone. And the YD Red Sox crowd, they're loving this. John Rooney a bit amped up. He's excited to get through this Gateman lineup. Nick, 1 by 1, he's sitting them all down.
Pitching ahead, pitching effectively, pitching quickly, and pitching efficiently. Here's Rooney.
Nick Angelini steps in. Pitch is thrown by Rooney, but the umpire, James Dion, was not ready. Robert Aquino at first base tonight, and Robert Dwyer working the left side. Angelini takes the first pitch up high. Nick Angelini from Bedford, New Hampshire, was the first player in the history of Bedford High School to make varsity as a freshman. That was many years ago. Now he'll be a rising junior for the Bryant Bulldogs come this fall. And he takes a ball low. Count now 3-0. So Rooney, first 3-ball count he's had this game. Deals now, kicks, fires, inside. Nick Angelini works a 4-pitch walk. Now you have the top of your order coming up in Stephen Kwan.
From Oregon
Tanner
State,
Dodson has not yet taken the on-deck circle. He might be still out in the bullpen. Coming back now.
Yes. Have to be on the full sprint. Can't pitch hit for Dodson. No re-entry in the Cape League. This isn't like Massachusetts high school baseball where you can just put the player back in whenever you want. So Dodson will have to obviously hit for himself. Still not in the on-deck circle.
Nick Angelini over at first. 19 stolen bases this sophomore spring for the Bryant Bulldogs. And Stephen Kwan, top of the order, takes a strike. Angelini, he's got the speed, but you have to be wary of John Rooney's pickoff move. We saw him nail Robbie Metz, the only other Gateman base runner so far in this contest. Rooney goes over to first. That one seemed pretty obvious. He sort of gives it away with his head going back over towards first. He won't throw over there blindly.
Yep, and someone with like Rooney, the only chance you're going to steal off of him is if you go first move and guess right.
Rooney goes back over to first. Stephen Kwan awaiting the 0-1. Kwan has been fantastic for the Gatemen since arriving. Not an all-star pick, but probably because his Oregon State Beavers went too deep. He hits a slow roller to Rooney. Makes a strong throw over to first. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. So the Gatemen get a two-out walk from Nick Angelini, but they can't push him across. At the end of 2.5, it's still 1-0 for the YD Red Sox. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians, expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Back in the bottom of the third from Red Wilson Fields, Connor Federico and Matt Feld here with you on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The guy who's leading the Cape League in batting average now takes the mound for the Wareham Gatemen, a guy who many believe will be a pitcher at the next level.
Probably will be. Dotson, someone who can get up to 93, 94, even 95 miles an hour. He's got a nice slider, a good breaking pitch, and pitching coach Jim Lawler has been trying to instill some confidence in him and able to throw that breaking pitch effectively because he's got a pretty good one, especially his slider. And he'll probably be asked to use it plenty today against this YD lineup.
So Fitz Stadler goes 2 innings pitched, 1 run given up. It was not earned. However, the error was on him, so sort of his fault. And Tanner Dodson, the switch hitter, but the righty pitcher, now takes the mound. He's given up at least 1 run in his last 3 relief appearances for Miller Hogan, and the first pitch he deals to Alex McKenna is a swinging strike. Dodson out of the windup, kicks, deals, called strike 2. There he is, working ahead in the count early, and much like Rooney, we're about to see Dodson work at lightning speed.
Lightning speed. Dodson gets out there with a very relaxed attitude and just loves to throw.
0-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. A 3-pitch strikeout for Tanner Dodson. It's his first of the day, and the first batter he faces. That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
Gets ahead with the fastball and puts him away with that really nice slider. 0-2 just buries it, breaking low and away, and McKenna swings right over the top of it. Really nice start for Tanner Dodson.
Dodson will now face Drew Mendoza. Flew out to the left fielder Kwan against Fitz Stadler in his first plate appearance. Count 1-0. Dodson deals low again. The count's 2-0. Dodson, his father Bo was a first baseman drafted by the Brewers in 1989. That's in the 3rd round of that Major League Baseball draft. Tanner Dodson gets Mendoza to cut on a 2-1 pitch and miss. Count now 2-1. His father, Bo, spent time in the Milwaukee, Boston, and Baltimore organizations, 5 years in AAA, but never reached the majors. And Dodson deals ball 3 now. Here in the bottom of the third, no runners on, 1 out. Tanner Dodson, the new pitcher for Fitz Stadler, who only throws 2 innings tonight at Red Wilson Field. Now foul ball by Mendoza. I don't have time to catch my breath, Matt. Both these pitchers working at a very quick pace.
Yes, they are, and you can see the YD hitters. Definitely a big adjustment. First 2 innings, Stadler a much more methodical pace. Definitely in the velocity, 88 to 90. Dodson working very quickly.
3-2, fouled back by number 2-2, Drew Mendoza, to the exact same spot. So we'll do it again. Dodson waits for Mendoza. They're both ready. Dodson deals. Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit for Drew Mendoza. It's the second of this ball game for either team, and they both belong to the YD Red Sox.
The third baseman.
3-2 seemed to be a bit of a slider there and an off-speed pitch. Stays right at the belt, and Dodson able to induce the ground ball off of Mendoza, but it just goes straight up the middle and into center field. It gives the YD Red Sox, as you mentioned, their second hit of the game.
Both these teams come into this game on very nice winning streaks that lead the league. YD has won 6 straight. The Gatemen have won 5 straight. McKenna runs. McIver's throw on down to second. Got him. No doubt about it. Willie McIver catches Drew Mendoza stealing. A great throw on a swing and miss by Koss.
Hit and run there, so Mendoza looking back in, seeing if Koss whether or not he swings, and sure enough he doesn't. So not trying to steal a base there if you're Mendoza, but McIver with a great throw, able to pounce up quickly and fire a strike to Duran, the 5th runner McIver's caught stealing this year.
Dodson's 0-1 is inside, and now Dodson gets a big bailout from his catcher McIver. These two happen to be the 2 and 3 batters in this Gatemen lineup as Koss swings and misses on strike 2. So Dodson and McIver working behind the plate and on the mound right now, and they'll be the first 2 batters to go in the top of the 4th for the Gatemen.
They'll both be in the lineup tomorrow at Spillane Field.
Difference, Dodson will be in left, and he deals the 1-2 down low. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on after Willie McIver catches Drew Mendoza stealing. Dodson narrowly misses. It looked like Koss wanted to go after it, but holds up his swing. Count now full. Dodson working quickly. The payoff pitch. Kicks, fires, pop-up. It's in the infield. Under it and calling for it is Duran. He makes the catch. It's the 3rd out of the inning. The Gatemen keep the YD Red Sox scoreless here in the 3rd, but YD still holds a 1-0 lead. We'll go to the 4th. You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
So Tanner Dodson just throws a scoreless 3rd inning against the YD Red Sox. He will be the first batter here in the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Gatemen Baseball Network tonight. Connor Federico and Matthew Feld along with you. We'll hear from today's host, Sam Corman, in just a little bit. 1-0 lead for the YD Red Sox. That run came in the 2nd inning off an error by the pitcher, Fitz Stadler. who's since been replaced by Dodson. And now's the leadoff batter here in the fourth against Rooney. John Rooney deals, and Tanner Dodson hits this one out to right center. Under it, the center fielder Isbell makes the play. One away.
Dodson very aggressive. Has been a lot of these Gatemen hitters with the pace that Rooney's worked with, and Rooney gets it in on his hands, and he lofts a shallow fly ball to right center field for the first out of the inning.
Here is Willie McIver, Dodson's battery mate for the foreseeable future. No action yet in the Gatemen bullpen. McIver struck out against Rooney his first time up in the first. Fouls this one back out of play to begin the at-bat.
There's a hanging slider right there from Rooney, and McIver just missed it, fouling it back.
McIver from College Park High School in Pleasant Hill, California. Takes strike two. Rooney works ahead in the count quickly again. McIver, coming out of high school, was a 2015 Perfect Game honorable mention All-American for high schoolers. 0-2, McIver checks his swing, but James Dion, the home plate umpire, says he most definitely went around. 3 pitches, a strikeout of McIver for Rooney.
And McIver kind of frozen there, gets the first pitch breaking ball, then consecutive fastballs, and able to get McIver on via the strikeout for the second time. First time via the slider, that time via the inside fastball.
Pompey is the new batter. 2 outs, nobody on. And he takes, called strike one from Rooney, down around the knees. Pompey, we've talked about him being a switch hitter, batting on the right side tonight. He credits his mother, Val, who helped him become a switch hitter growing up, working with his mother. But now he's behind in the count, 0-2. Rooney ahead once again with 2 outs, nobody on. Out of the windup, he kicks, fires, and misses low. If that was strike 3, that might have been the quickest half inning we've seen on the Cape this season. Here's the 7th pitch of this inning from Rooney. Ground ball between the 5-6 gap. It's picked up by the shortstop. Kaiser on to first. He got Pompey. That's the 3rd out of the inning. An outstanding defensive play from Connor Kaiser. And now for a Cape League update, we'll send it to the Gatemen Baseball Network's own Sam Corman.
Great to see you, Connor, today. I mean, Gatemen got to get the runs going here in YD, but one team that hasn't had the runs going recently and now has the runs going, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. They have 6 already on the board. Bottom half of the 4th in Brewster at Stony Brook Field. It's 6-2 in favor of the Harbor Hawks. A 2-run home run for Robert Newstrom, a former teammate of the Gatemen's third base coach, Jimmy Francos. Pretty interesting stuff out of Iowa. Julian Infante, a Vanderbilt product, also a 2-run home run in that game for the Brewster Whitecaps. But Brewster not playing well, down by 4 against the worst team in the West. 2 7 p.m. games today. Those are yet to be underway. But right now, Harwich and Falmouth just started, top half of the first. A pitching matchup there. Tyler Blom from Maryland versus Theo Rodliff out of Stony Brook. Keep an eye out, 7 p.m. Katuitt at Chatham at Veterans Field. Also, Bourne at Orleans at Eldridge Park up there, way up in the east coast of Cape Cod. Back to you, Connor.
Thank you very much, Sam. West versus East all around the Cape League tonight. Not one division against division matchup, and it will be East versus West tomorrow at Spillane Field. Aren't we excited for that one? What time are you getting to Spillane tomorrow?
Bright and early. Gates open, of course, for fans at 2 o'clock, and it'll surely be a flood of fans. 2 years ago, Spillane Field at 5,163. Last year, over 6,000 at Veterans Field. Looks like they're expecting between 6,000 and 7,000 again tomorrow.
Luke Miller, the batter against Tanner Dodson, lines one, and making a leaping catch is Jaron Duran, the second baseman. Man, he provides you a lot of range over there, and the speedy Long Beach State product makes the catch.
1 pitch, 1 out for Tanner Dodson, who continues to work quickly on the mound. Definitely a big change of pace for the YD Red Sox. As we said, Stadler much more methodical, slow on the mound, relaxes, takes his time. 88 to 90, then Dodson comes in 92, 93, 94, and works very quickly.
Dodson, high fastball against Connor Kaiser, the 8 batter wearing number 7 for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox today. Red Sox 20-11-1 this season. And Tanner Dodson runs a fastball inside. The count now 2-0. Kaiser from Vanderbilt hit .222 in 62 games for the Commodores this spring. He lines this one into right center. Tracking it, Angelini makes the catch. 2 gone.
Angelini covers a lot of ground out there in center field. Might be the best defensive center fielder that the Gatemen have. Just so athletic out. Able to go with his backhand and to his glove side. And right there just gets a great read on the ball off the bat of Kaiser. And able to snag it in right center field to take away extra bases. California natives face off now. Bottom of the 4th. 2 outs, nobody on. YD Red Sox lead the Wareham Gatemen 1-0. And Tanner Dodson, the Elk Grove, California native, deals ball 1 to Cody Martin, who's from Murrieta, California. Number 8 against number 28 in blue is Dodson. And he gets a foul ball. 1-1 is the count now. How do you feel about these 5 o'clock start games? I think they should be 4 o'clock, especially as you get past June 21st.
Ball thrown by Dodson. Yeah, you make a good point. After that summer solstice, you get less and less daylight. 2-1, called strike 2. The way these two pitchers are going right now, so fast, we might not have to even worry about the sunlight.
Yeah, in my opinion, just in the Cape League, there should be no game shortened due to darkness. In 8 innings, to me, that's kind of ridiculous.
2-2, soft fly ball into shallow center. Angelini had it the whole way and makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Dodson in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. It's still 1-0 in favor of Yarmouth Dennis.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu. It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Top of the 5th. Wareham Gatemen trail 1-0 at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth, Mass. John Rooney, he's wearing red today, as is the whole YD Red Sox team, as the Gatemen do when they're at home on Fridays. A nice thing that the Cape League does, showing support for the military with Red Shirt Fridays.
Looks good with the white pants always, and the red belt.
Sort of camo style hat. Mets' first pitch he sees from Rooney, drives it out to right. Battling the sun is McKenna, and he makes the catch. 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. Gatemen continue to trail the Red Sox of YD, that ironically enough play at DY Regional High School here in Yarmouth. So it goes Dennis Yarmouth for 9 months of the year, and then these 3 summer months becomes Yarmouth Dennis to the fans around here. So Mets flies out to right, F9. Jaron Duran, he had a ground ball, went 6-3 back in the 2nd inning. Now here he is in the 5th. The Gatemen trying to manufacture some runs. Fitz Stadler gave up the only run back in the bottom of the 2nd. And a ball in the dirt to Duran. Both these teams, really nice winning streaks coming into tonight. Wareham beat Katuitt twice in a home-and-home. They won at Hyannis. Duran takes the ball inside. Count now 3-0. The Gatemen won at the Brewster Whitecaps, another big victory. 10-run games for them in both against Hyannis and against Brewster. Rooney's 3-0, misses. Duran works a walk. And this is how the beginning of the bottom of the 10th started for the Gatemen. Duran worked his way on with a walk, eventually came around to score and scored that winning run on an RBI base hit by Robbie Metz.
Yes, don't think you'll see a sack bunt here with one out, however. Maybe if there was nobody out, so you could see it. Second walk of the day from Rooney, and both have been 4 pitches.
Rooney out of the stretch for the first time in quite a while. He'll be worried about Duran over there for sure. And he makes the pickoff move over to first. Duran back in safely.
I'm sure head coach Johnson would love to put something in motion, but you just don't know with Rooney's pickoff move. You run the risk of running yourself right out of an inning.
Rooney goes to the plate on this occasion and deals off speed. Called strike 1 to Nate Fosnot, wearing 11 in blue. 1 strike, 1 out in a 1-0 ball game here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Pickoff throw over to first, and it looked like Duran might have been ready to go over to second, but he had good instincts there to hop back over to the bag.
Gateman dug out all over it, paying close attention to Rooney's legs.
Rooney deals to the plate, swing and a miss by Fosnot. Count now 0-2. Over the 6-game winning streak for YD, they defeated the Brewster Whitecaps at Stony Brook Field. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks at home went on the road and beat the Falmouth Commodores and the Harwich Mariners. Beat the Orleans Firebirds. Ball upstairs taken by Fosnot. That was a big win for YD here at Red Wilson. Showed the best team in the league. We'll hand you a big victory if we want to. And then, as recently as last night, handed the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 10-0 loss. Duran just comes back in safely. Whoa. Time is called, and it looks like Miller just bodied Duran off the bag. Robert Aquino just throwing up time, and Duran is allowed first base. Some occasions, umpires will award second base there. Rooney deals. It's a soft ground ball to the second baseman, Horner. Fosnot is beat. It's the second out of the inning, but Duran moves over to second.
Big 2-out RBI chance here for the Gatemen. Their first big chance of the day. Jake Anchia came up with a big 2-run home run. First time YD came to Spillane Field, and he'll be asked to do that just once again. Here I now have to wonder whether Rooney will be very careful. A lot of off-speed pitches with first base open.
Jake Anchia, 2 weeks ago against the YD Red Sox, had the most recent home run at Spillane Field. Pretty funny that home run derby will take place right there in Wareham tomorrow, 5 o'clock. That will not be broadcast, but the Gatemen Baseball Network team will keep you up with plenty of coverage from Jake Anchia's couple of hacks. You know, home run hitting contest starts at 5. All-Star game starts at 6:05. That's going to be a very short and compact contest. Rooney to Anchia way high, but plucked out of the air by the catcher Martin. 1-0 to Jake Anchia. Wondering how many home runs he's going to hit tomorrow for the Wareham Gatemen. Not an all-star selection, but will participate in the Cape League All-Star Saturday. Wareham Gatemen are very excited to be a part of that, the hosts. Jacob talked about it on the pregame show. Every single one of us here at the Gatemen Baseball Network will have a role. Anchia lifts this one high into left center. This one might be back. It is over the fence and gone. Bye-bye baseball. Jake Anchia's 4th home run of the summer. It's a 2-1 lead for the Gatemen at Red Wilson Field.
Well, Anchia got a breaking pitch on 1-0, one of the worst ones that Rooney's thrown today. He's usually been able to bury it down and into the right-handed hitters, but he leaves it belt high, just as he did in the first at-bat to Anchia. Anchia fouled that ball off deep down the left field line, but right there he gets all of it well out of Red Wilson Field into deep left center field, into the power alleys, as we've mentioned so far today on the broadcast. A 2-run shot, just like the first time around, and it's 2-1 Gatemen.
Wow, what a lot of fun that one was, and this one just took turn for the worse for John Rooney, who gets a bunt right back to him from Nick Angelini. Makes a strong throw on to first, but that ends the inning. But not before a two-run shot just a pitch ago by Jake Anchia. The Gatemen lead this one 2-1. We'll go to the bottom half of the fifth on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Mr. Brian Clue and Smartco Services LLC located in Taunton, Massachusetts for being the official sponsors of the Gatemen Player Development Program. The Player Development Program aims to improve both the players' and interns' skills and prepares them for a career in professional baseball. Again, a sincere thank you to Mr. Brian Clue and Smartco Services. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Well, we're here in the bottom of the fifth. The Wareham Gatemen are being out-hit by the YD Red Sox 2-1, but on the scoreboard, the runs, the thing that matters most, the Gatemen have a 2-1 lead thanks to a home run just 2 pitches ago by Jake Anchia.
The donut burger I just tasted was a home run. I mean, I gotta say, they say it's a terrific delicacy here at Red Wilson Field, and
you just got a little piece of that. You got both burger and donut.
I got burger and donut. A little.
Deep fly ball by Nico Horner. This is a blast. That's out of here. 3 pitches, 2 home runs. This ball game is tied. YD strikes back. This game just turned completely.
First pitch fastball from Tanner Dodson. Nico Horner all over it. That pitch was middle, and Nico Horner has been one of the best hitters in the Cape League so far this summer. Turned on it and left little doubt that ball well off the trees in left field. And this ball game, just like that, is tied at 2.
Clearly, the YD Red Sox leadoff hitter was tired of opposing broadcasters coming in here and talking about the darn donut burger. He just shut us up right
I know, no kidding.
Kyle Isbell, the new batter, stands in, takes a called strike from Dodson. Probably his first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning, was not expecting that. This ball game is tied up at 2 now. Who knows where it'll take us from here. Dodson, big curveball. A lot of break on that, just misses the strike zone. Or, it looked like it was called a ball by James Dion. The count's 1-1. It says 0-2 here at the scoreboard at Red Wilson. Now there will be 2 strikes no matter what the last call was. Foul ball by Isbell. Cortez and McKenna on deck. This is the dangerous part of this YD lineup.
Long ball becoming a bit of a problem for Dodson. Gave one up against Katuit, of course. Griffin Conine took him deep on a high changeup, and then the solo blast right there by Nico Horner.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kyle Isbell is sent back to the dugout. Tanner Dodson strikes back. 1 out. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Dodson's second strikeout.
Nice slow breaking pitch right there from Dodson. We've seen the sharp slider, but there it takes a little bit off, makes it a little more like a natural 12-6 curveball, and able to get the strikeout.
Carlos Cortez is the batter. Had the first base hit of this game. Back in the bottom of the 1st, he takes called strike 1 against Dodson. Cortez is the last batter that has not faced Dodson in this game. Cortez 1 for 2 today, both at-bats against Fitz Stadler in the first 2 innings. And Dodson deals down low, count 1-1, 1 out. This ball game's tied at 2. 2 home runs, both in this 5th inning. Line drive, Fosnot makes a nice catch. 2 gone.
Cortez, I think, thought he had a base hit there, and I thought for a second that was going to be over Fosnot's head, but the ball just dies. Able to get a fastball on the inner half of the plate, just jams Cortez, and Fosnot corrals it easily for the second out. So a nice little bounce back right here from Dodson after the first pitch home run from Horner to begin this inning.
Here is Alex McKenna, 38th round draft pick of the Minnesota Twins back in 2015. Foul ball. Dodson's ahead 0-1. It doesn't, to Dodson's credit, it does not seem like that long home run by Nico Horner affected him one bit.
Dodson has that relaxed attitude at the plate and on the mound. Never lets any success get to him or failure.
0-1. 12-6 curveball down in the dirt. That moves to 1-1. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error for the Gatemen. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. Ground ball in the hole. It's gloved by Fosnot, but there won't be a throw. Infield base hit for Alex McKenna with 2 outs. Leading run is on first.
The designated hitter from FSU.
Ball in the hole. Robbie Metz just guarding the line a little bit too much, unable to get to it. And even if not, Nate Fosnot had come up with that ball cleanly. No chance to get McKenna at first, and so he's aboard with a 2-out infield single.
Drew Mendoza hitting .213 this summer for the YD Red Sox. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. This is his 17th game tonight. His teammate McKenna over at first. Line drive off the glove of Duran. It was a hot shot. Gloved by Pompey now. He throws it on into the infield. Rounding second and heading for third is McKenna. It's another 2-out single for the YD Red Sox. Drew Mendoza is on now.
Number 27.
Don't know if Duran saw that ball until it was towards him with the sun coming right behind the press box right at that angle. And by the time he finally found it, it was into and out of his gloves. Duran also had to leap for that ball. I don't know, left for that ball. I don't know if he actually had to leap or not, but it just hits the inside thumb of his glove and trickles into right field.
Definitely a tough instincts play more than anything, and gets by Duran. So now we have runners on first and third. Number 23, McKenna. On third, number 22, Mendoza. On first, number 27, Christian Koss at the plate, who will face number 28 in blue, Tanner Dodson. And a called strike on the first pitch from Dodson. Now working very quickly out of the stretch. Wants this sign from McIver. Gets it. His 0-1. Called low. Now count 1-1. Luke Miller on deck. He's 0 for 2. Christian Koss 0 for 1 and scored what once was the only run of this game for the YD Red Sox back in the second inning. And he takes a ball. Now 2-1. Nico Horner had a solo shot for the first pitch of this bottom of the 5th. This game's tied up at 2. Jake Anchia had a 2-run homer in the top of this 5th inning. With 2 outs, I might add. And now Dodson has worked himself a bit of a 2-out jam. 2 straight singles. McKenna on third, Mendoza on second. Dodson out of the stretch. Kicks and deals, ground ball to Duran. Makes a good throw on a first, and Chias gloves it, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. Nico Horner ties up this ball game at 2. The YD Red Sox have 5 hits, the Gatemen have 1. We'll head to the top of the 6th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
All-Star Game Weekend starts with a celebrity softball game on July 21st at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Come watch Jason Veritek, Bill Lee, Nancy Kerrigan, Scott Zolak, and other celebrities play ball in support of the Cape Cod Baseball League and Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod. Gates open at 4 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, go to allstarcapecod.org. That's allstarcapecod.org.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
Out for his 6th inning of work against the Wareham Gatemen is the Yarmouth Dennis starting pitcher, John Rooney. Wearing number 34 in red, he has had quite the performance so far against the Gatemen. 4 scoreless innings of no-hit baseball. And then with 2 outs in the top of the 5th, up comes Jake Anchia with a runner on second, and he blasts one into the trees here at Red Wilson Field.
Yes, as Sam Corman would say, and the Gatemen had to leave for what it felt like 3 minutes. I apologize. Sam Corman has actually just went off to get my own donut burger for a post-game act that we're going to do with a couple of Gatemen All-Stars, but more on that later on social media.
Follow the Wareham Gatemen anytime for 24/7 Wareham Gatemen coverage, courtesy of our Matt Feld. Stephen Kwan shows bunt, takes ball 1. At Wareham Gatemen on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You're watching on YouTube or not. We've had some connection problems tonight. And SoundCloud. Stephen Kwan takes called strike 1. If you are listening, please send us an email at the Gatemen Baseball Network email. That's pressbox@gatemen.org. And Kwan takes ball 2. Rooney may be losing a bit of velocity and a bit of control at this point. Rooney, high leg kick, deals called strike 2. High leg kick, but not as high as the Gatemen's Mason Fioli's.
That was Rooney's 70th pitch. Andrew Cazada warming up in the bullpen out of Cal State Fullerton, a teammate of Brett Canines.
Kwan fouls this one off. It'll be interesting to see him go against Jaron Duran if he comes into this ball game. Big West rivalry out in California. First the 2-2. And the Oregon State Beaver Kwan fouls it off. John Rooney from the Hofstra Pride. 14 starts, a 5.36 ERA this spring, a 4-8 record, 86 strikeouts. Breaking ball left up to Kwan, and he takes a base hit into center field. It's the second hit of the ball game for the Gatemen off of John Rooney. And for the first time in this game, Wareham has the leadoff runner on.
Puts head coach Don Snedden in an interesting spot. Tanner Dotson coming up to the plate here. Nobody out. Again, almost Red Wilson Field. Red Wilson Field, where you never know where the game's going to go a full 9 innings. Possibility here of a sacrifice bunt.
Tanner Dodson at the plate. He's been the pitcher for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning. Bunt dropped down by Dodson. Ready for it was the 3rd baseman. Koss makes a strong throw. And Tanner Dodson's retired. Moving to second is Stephen Kwan. Nice little sack bunt there for the pitcher.
Nice bunt. Really great play by Koss to kind of prevent Dodson from reaching on an infield single. He charged quickly and fielded that ball cleanly and fired a strong throw to first for the first out of the inning, and it gives the Gatemen boppers in McIver and Pompey an opportunity to come through and put the Gatemen in front.
So here is Willie McIver. Washington Husky. 1, 2, 3 in this Gateman batting order, all Pac-12. And Husky swings and misses in McIver. 2 strikeouts today. Now with a runner in scoring position for the very first time. Rudy steps off. Kwan retreats to second. Runner in scoring position. Be nice to see the Gatemen get Kwan around. Willie McIver has a shot at it here. Holding him on over there at second, Horner. Pitch is thrown to the plate. McIver takes that pitch on the inner half, way foul down the left field line. And now McIver has to defend with an 0-2 count.
Rooney's been pounding McIver on the inner half of the plate all day long. Again, 2 consecutive sliders on that inner half. Would not be surprised if we saw another one right here.
Rooney looks back at second, but deals to the plate. Way high fastball. Count is now 1-2 here at Red Wilson Field. A tie ball game at 2. Having some internet problems tonight here at Red Wilson Field. Nothing we can do about it. And a foul ball by Willie McIver. Internet problems, not something we deal with very often.
Not at
for
Spillane
home
Field.
games at Spillane Field. For the road games, it becomes a bit of a guessing game.
Knock on wood, but the internet tomorrow will be just free-flowing and terrific.
Plenty of traffic tomorrow. We're expecting thousands of fans at Spillane. Another high fastball to McIver.
Good thing about being in our press box is we're close to the modem, so it's never like we're out of range or anything like that.
Well, the most impressive thing is that each broadcast network gets his own Wi-Fi,
Yes.
and then a Wi-Fi for all the other miscellaneous people that are out and about.
First class.
McIver takes low. That one dangerously close. Rooney wanted it. He's a little upset with the call, but he'll have one more chance against McIver. The 3-2 is coming up.
Sharp dive on that changeup, and that would just miss below McIver's knees if it did miss. Sure, head coach Scott Pickler wanted that one. Rooney bent over. He definitely thought he had McIver struck out.
We could only see high and low here from our angle along the first baseline. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed by McIver. Rooney gets his strikeout. Willie McIver goes down for the third time tonight via the K.
Another good breaking pitch from Rooney on 3-2. He threw that to McIver in his first at bat to strike him out and gets him right there via it as
Right
well.
fielder from Kentucky, number 15, Tristan Pompey.
Rooney still out of the stretch. 2 outs. Stephen Kwan's on second. Both the Gatemen runs tonight have come with 2 outs. Tristan Pompey swings and misses. Strike 1. Rooney in his 6th inning of work. Tanner Dodson came in the 3rd, the current Gateman pitcher. Expecting to see him in the bottom of the 6th. Kwan leading off. Rooney to the plate. A one-handed wave at the ball by Pompey, and now he's down 0-2. McIver was also down 0-2, worked the count back to 3-2, eventually struck out. Kwan on second. 0-2. 2 outs. Pompey at the plate. Fouls off a high fastball.
Healthy cut from Pompey on 0-2 on the high fastball, well above his shoulders. And now Rooney, who's outpitched all day long, has been his slider. Probably in his last inning of work. Wouldn't be surprised if we got it once more.
Pompey awaits the 0-2 for the second time. Called strike 3 down at the knees. Pompey will go back to the dugout. It's a strikeout for John Rooney, 2 straight. And the Gatemen strand Stephen Kwan at second. It's a tie ball game here at the Red on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
If you're listening, thank you. If not, I'll continue to talk to myself here at Red Wilson Field and the rest of the Gatemen Baseball Network staff. Internet troubles tonight, but the Gatemen there in a good one right now with the YD Red Sox tied up at 2.
Yeah, Tanner Dodson on for his 4th inning of work. Dodson, of course, a bit of a starter back at Cal and kind of having to adjust to that role here today. Takes over in the 3rd inning and working since.
Dodson out of the windup. 0-1 is called on the low and inside part of the strike zone. Now Luke Miller is down 0-2 in this count. Dodson tries that curveball, but it bounces in the dirt about 55 feet. And out of the windup, we'll see Dodson again. Again, ball down in the dirt. Count now 2-2. To 1-2 in red, Luke Miller. Again, a ball in the dirt, blocked by McIver. Luke Miller holds up. The count now 3-2. Dodson, strike 3. Gets the payoff pitch, strikeout against Luke Miller. And that is his 3rd.
From Vanderbilt.
That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
Dodson gets ahead of Miller 0-2, then throws 3 straight breaking pitches and kind of sets Miller up for the fastball.
Dodson's first pitch to Connor Kaiser is called in the dirt.
Dodson trying to make quick work of the bottom third of this YD lineup.
Now he deals ball 2 down to Kaiser. Martin on deck. You'd really like to sit 7, 8, 9 down in order. Not have to deal with the top of the lineup here in the 6th. Swing and a miss on 2-0. Now 2-1 from Dodson to Kaiser.
Looked like a changeup right there from Dodson on 2-0, and it gets Kaiser swinging over the top of it.
Ground ball. Foul.
Tubbs, can you just tweet that out? Can you just delete it for me? Oh, I don't know. I can do it myself. Why doing what? Just in the middle of the game is a very weird time. Yeah. I'm tweeting about everything else. I can just tweet it right afterwards.
2-2 from Tanner Dodson. Check swing by Kaiser. No appeal, so the count moves to 3-2. We've already seen Tanner Dodson get 1 full count strikeout in this inning. Luke Miller was the victim. Ground ball foul by Kaiser. We'll do the payoff pitch again.
Seen a lot more of those slow breaking pitches from Dodson, known for his sharp slider, but today using much more of that much more of that slow 12-6 curveball look against this YD lineup.
Dodson, the 3-2. Tie game. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 consecutive strikeouts here in the 6th for Tanner Dodson. This game remains tied. That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard.
Number 8.
Miller and Kaiser go down on the K, and here's Cody Martin.
Fastball right by Kaiser on the inner half, low and in. Gets some good sinking action. Kaiser swings right over the top of it. Back-to-back Ks to begin the 6th.
Fastball high from Dodson, count 1-0.
Riley McCauley, who got the win in the 2nd extra inning game at Spillane Field between these two teams warming up for YD. Riley Gates and Aaron Hernandez were each throwing for the Gatemen a short time ago.
Dodson's 1-0. Fouled back. Count even now at 1. In the top of the 7th for the Gatemen, it will be Metz, Duran, and Fosna. It'll be a Long Beach State sandwich in between 2 George Washington Colonials. Called strike 2 from Dodson.
Gatemen hope it's a run sandwich.
like the donut burger. You got
Yes,
it's like
many
a sandwich.
layers.
12-6 curveball, strike 3. Tanner Dodson strikes out the side here in the 6th. And this game is still tied 2-2. That one brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exaforest, and Bullard. We're tied here at the Red on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is all about family, and it's all about fun. Friendly's is all about family and fun and is proud to sponsor the 2017 baseball season. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu.
Back in the top of the 7th, Robbie Metz takes a first pitch strike. It's a new pitcher for the YD Red Sox, number 20, Andrew Quezada. Metz line drive past the glove of the second baseman, Horner. It's a base hit into right field, picked up by Luke Miller, who we were trying to get into some defensive substitutions. Miller is now in right to replace McKenna. At first, it's Alfonso Rivas. And out of the game is Alex McKenna. So Robbie Metz is aboard with the single. That leadoff runner so critical for the Gatemen.
Yeah, Quezada out of Cal State Fullerton, 2-0 on the year, 10 in the third innings pitched, a 0.87 ERA, 9 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Just 1 earned run on the season.
Quezada deals to Duran, lazy fly ball to left on the first pitch, and that's the first out of this inning.
A little surprised that the Gatemen didn't bunt, so they bunted in the 6th inning after Quan led off the inning with a base hit, not bunting there, and it leaves Metz at first base.
Well, you have to wonder if that might be, Tanner Dodson's giving it his all on the hill right now. Maybe, you just want to have him lay down a quick bunt, go back to the dugout, save some energy.
For sure, absolutely.
Nate Fosnot, base hit up the middle. George Washington Colonials on the bases now for the Wareham Gatemen. Metz on second, Fosnot on first. It's Fosnot's first hit in a very long time for the Gatemen.
Head coach Greg Ritchie back at George Washington, very high on Nate Fosnot, telling me that he's without a doubt the best player in our program, and he's going to be there.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yes, very high praise.
For a freshman.
Yeah, freshman nonetheless. Great season, hitting above 330 with 5 home runs, and he will be a key piece of that Colonials lineup, certainly next year, right next to Robbie Metz.
Both on the left side of the infield tonight. We'll probably see them more middle infield. Pass ball gets by the catcher, Martin. Metz is on third, Fosnot on second. This becomes a lot more interesting of an inning now. John Rooney comes out of the game. Quezada comes in, and he's been a bit wild. wait and see if that's a wild pitch. I don't think it hit the dirt, but it might have been out of the reach on a backhand attempt by Martin.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official scoring on that. Now they're going to walk Jake Anchia. A sensible move here to set up the forced play at any base.
Passed ball on the intentional walk. Robbie Metz comes and scores. It's 3-2 Gatemen. Wow.
Well, there's no question that the catcher and Martin just missed that fastball. That fastball was a little low, lower than you expect an intentional walk, but still just right below the glove, hit off the glove and out. And just like that, the Gatemen take a 3-2 lead. Sometimes when you're on a winning streak, some weird things happen that go your way, and that certainly is what just happened right there. And they actually scored that, a wild pitch.
Wow. Both of them are wild pitches, and didn't seem like any of them hit the dirt. I mean, but on an intentional walk attempt, you got to believe that that's what it was. Now, Jake Anchia will not be intentionally walked. Jake Anchia will bat. He takes strike one. Nick Angelini here in the on-deck circle probably thought he was having bases loaded, one out. Instead, we'll see what the situation is after this Jake Anchia at-bat. Takes ball 3 inside. So 3-1 count. The entire infield is in. They'll try to cut down Fosnot if he chooses to go for the plate. The 3-1 swung on and foul tipped into the glove by Anchia. That was ball 4 for sure. It was about at Anchia's eye level.
Anchia probably trying to just do a little too much there. 3-1 count, you've already hit a home run. The ball looks a little bigger, looks like a beach ball. You're trying to hit your second home run of the day, but Anchia right now just needs to hit a fly ball and bring home Fosnot to give the Gatemen some insurance.
3-2, 1 out. Anchia fouls it off and we'll do it again. 6-game winning streak for Yarmouth Dennis. 5-game winning streak for the Gatemen. If this score holds, they'll move to 6, and Yarmouth Dennis could take a 1-game losing streak into the All-Star break, if we can even call it that. All-Star Saturday. 3-2. Ground ball down the third baseline. It's fair and past the glove of Christian Koss. Scoring is Fosnot. Anchia takes second base. It's an RBI double. The Gatemen lead 4-2.
From Bryant.
The infield being in, the ball just goes by Koss. It gets hit right over his bag and goes right down the line, allows Metz to score easily. Even if Koss had fielded that ball cleanly, Metz probably would have scored Fosnot would have scored if he went right away, but instead it gets by him. It makes no difference in an RBI double to give the Gatemen some insurance.
Anchia doubles the Gatemen lead. He drives in the first 2 runs and the 4th run of this game for the Gatemen. He has all of Wareham's RBIs.
Yes, he does. Big time. Clutch.
Ground ball, Angelini over to second. Anchia moves to third, but Angelini is retired for the second out of the inning.
Angelini very aggressive, and a big run at third base here at Red Wilson Field. As we've talked about, the ballpark, all it takes is one base runner to get on, and you just don't know what can happen here. So the Gatemen would love to get that 3rd run of the inning and that big 3rd insurance run.
Gatemen lead 4-2, and they finally tie up this ball game in terms of hits, 5 for each side. Stephen Kwan takes called strike 1. The order flips, and Chia's over there at 3rd. The Gatemen down 2-0 in this, 1-0 for most of this ball game. That changed in the 5th. Now it changes again in the 7th. 2 runs in each inning.
Tanner Dodson coming in out of the pen, really settling the tide, riding the tide. Gives up the solo home run, but outside of that has been flawless.
Stephen Kwan fouls this one away. Now 2 strikes. It's been the bottom of the order tonight. Robbie Metz, Jaron Duran, Nate Fosnot, and Jake Anchia. Those are batters 5 through 8, all scoring the 4 runs tonight. Stephen Kwan, ground ball. Horner to first. 3 outs. The Gatemen, they take a 4-2 lead off an RBI double from Jake Anchia and a wild pitch from Andrew Gazzetta to score Robbie Metz. We are off to the 7th inning stretch, presented by Eastern Propane and Oil. Proud to sponsor the Gatemen with locations on and off the Cape. We'll be right back. Riley Gates on the mound coming up.
The
Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Want to hear more about today's game, players, and breaking sports updates? Then download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store and tune to this station. It's live. It's local FM radio wherever you go. The Next Radio app. Get it today. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
It's been a wild game here in Yarmouth Dennis at Red Wilson Field, and the Gatemen, they take the lead thanks to a wild pitch, and then a 4-2 lead thanks to a Jake and Chia RBI double. Now, taking the mound for the Gatemen is Riley Gates. I could have delivered that better, I'm sorry, but the joke stands, courtesy of our producer, Nick Veronesi.
Tanner Dotson, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 Ks, the only blemish, a solo shot from Nick Horner in the 5th inning.
The wild pitch joke, courtesy of our producer, Matthew Weasel Thayer, as well. And Horner swings and misses on strike, too. Yeah, you just mentioned his last at-bat. Leadoff home run off the first pitch he saw from Tanner Dotson. And that is Dotson's 1 blemish on the night. Gates comes in, looking to shut the door. Big curveball never finds its way back into the strike zone. Starts high, ends high.
Gates took the loss in that extra inning game against YD, going in inning the 3rd, letting up 3 hits. Excuse me, inning 2/3, letting up 3 hits.
Maybe this is the guy that their lineup wants to see right now.
We're going to find out.
Top of the order. Gates. Low. 2-2. 5 hits for both teams in this game. 1 error each side. 4 runs for the Gatemen. 2 for the Red Sox. Ground ball left side. It gets under the glove of Nate Fosnot. And Nico Horner is aboard. We'll see how that one's ruled, but with the speed of Horner moving away from first base, that probably would have been a tough throw for Fosnot anyway. But he just sort of misreads that bouncing ground ball right there.
They just gave Nate Fosnot an E6. For some of the plays I've seen on the Cape League this summer, that is a tough error.
Yes, indeed. You're an official scorer yourself for the Cape League one night.
One game. Still winning for. Never mind. We won't go there.
Gates out of the stretch. Deals high ball 1. Horner on first. Isbell up at the plate. Correction. This is Alfonso Rivas. He came in. Is now the first baseman after a lot of defensive swapping. Rivas takes called strike 1.
Well, that would be an understatement.
What was?
A lot of defensive swaps.
I don't even know how he fits into the. I don't know where Kyle Isbell went.
Yes, that was very bizarre.
I've
well,
no
obviously
idea.
out of the game.
Yes, now he's out of the game. But who's in center field?
Yeah, we're gonna find that out for you, folks.
Gates, high, way above the head of Rivas. Wish I could roll my R's because that's how you're supposed to say Rivas, but I will not try. I mean, I did try, but it didn't work. Riley Gates on the mound. Horner at first, being held on by Anchia. The pitch misses, count 3-1. Gates smiling, not sure at what.
So McKenna is still in the game. Mendoza, Koss, Miller, Kaiser, Martin is your lineup. So Rivas.
Maybe McKenna's in center.
Yes, must have been.
Ball misses. Riley Gates gives up runners on first and second, nobody out.
Left fielder from South Carolina.
You were right. There's a lot of cowbell here, and now it's
Carlos
getting under my skin.
A lot of cowbell.
Tough break for Gates, the E6, to lead off this bottom of the 7th. Now a walk to Alfonso Rivas. Came in for Kyle Isbell.
No, it's the 3-hitter, but wonder whether the bunt's on here. Give 2 runners in scoring position against the left-hander.
Lefty-lefty matchup, as Matthew Fell just said. First pitch, 1-0. Scott Pickler giving signs over there at third base. Plenty of Cape League coaches also coach third base, or Cape League managers. Gates steals, fouled off. Manager Don Sneddon for the Gatemen, just a year removed from coaching third base.
Yes, did that last year under head coach Jerry Weinstein. Stays in the dugout now and allows Jimmy Franco, graduate of Iowa, catcher, to coach third base instead.
Gates out of the stretch. Deals way low. Having a bit of trouble with his accuracy at the moment. Time's called. And Coach Lawler wants to have a talk with Riley Gates, the BYU product. Doesn't look like anybody's up in the bullpen for the Gatemen.
Yeah, when you look at it, Mason Fioli, of course, unavailable. Zach Britton, unavailable. Grant Wolfram, unavailable. Tanner Dodson, used. Joey Matulovic, unavailable.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, we talked to him before the game, and Joey Matulovic is done throwing. He threw 2 days ago and is just not feeling suited up and ready, I think, since that outing 2 days ago to go out there and pitch. Griffin Roberts, All-Star game, unavailable. Justin Montgomery, unavailable. Brett Canine pitched yesterday. He's on an innings limit. Unavailable. Dalton Roach pitched yesterday. Unavailable. Noah Zavalis pitched yesterday. Unavailable. Cody Smith pitched 2 days ago. Unavailable. Riley Gates is pitching right now, so Aaron Hernandez, Will Neely, Frank German, and Lowski, Barrett Lowski, available. And Aaron Hernandez warming up in the pen.
All right, so good to know Hernandez is up.
It's a lot of unavailable.
That's just sort of been the kind of season it's been for the Gatemen. Now the 2-1 is down low. Gates a pitch away from loading the bases.
Yeah, Gates just having trouble finding the zone with the strike zone. With his fastball command after getting the head of the leadoff hitter Nico Horner 0-2.
The 3-1 ground ball right side. It gets through the glove of the first baseman Anchia, but picked up by Jaron Duran. He had no play at first, but getting that ball in his glove, preventing it from going into the outfield, more than likely saved a run.
Yes, it did, and then a bit of a tough play because Anchia's going in the hole to get that ball. Theoretically, in a perfect world, he stays home, Duran goes and gets it and tries to make a play at first base, but just not possible in that opportunity as Anchia went sliding to try to keep the ball in front of him. Nice play by Duran to probably keep a run from scoring, but now Riley Gates in a real pickle.
To Alex McKenna, the cleanup batter today, and even if Gates successfully faces McKenna, you have Drew Mendoza on deck, no stranger to grand slams. Gates steals. Off speed, fools McKenna, strike one.
Gatemen happily will trade a run for a double play here. Middle infielder's back, willing to concede the run.
Gates out of the stretch. On third is Horner. On second is Rivas. First, Cortez. Pitch, low. Blocked by McIver. Gates was sprinting towards the plate. He thought it might have gotten by him. Good awareness, but better by Willie McIver, keeping that ball in front of him, seemingly at all times. Gates stares down McKenna, an all-star. BYU product deals down in the dirt, blocked again by Willie McIver. He's been great behind the dish.
Yes, he has, and Gates has just not been able to get that breaking pitch over. He's able to get a first pitch change up for a swing and a miss, but now in a real jam here. You don't want to go 3-1, of course, on McKenna.
Gates, 2-1, swing, and a line drive into right field. It's a base hit. Scoring is Horner. Rivas on his horse. The throw home is cut off. This ball game is tied at 2 RBI single for Alex McKenna.
Well, you fall behind in the count to the middle of the order, it's going to come back and bite you, and sure enough, right there, that's what Gates just did. Going the other way nicely is McKenna, shooting it into right field. And within the blink of an eye, this game is tied at 4 with still nobody out.
An E6, a walk, a single, and now a 2 RBI single
FSU, number 22,
has plagued Riley Gates in this inning. And now the entire infield is in with nobody out. Middle infield initially back, but the dugout changes its mind. Middle infield, Duran and Fosnot are in. Drew Mendoza at the plate, called strike 1 from Gates. Gatemen score 2 runs in the 7th. So do the YD Red Sox, and they might not be done.
Probably not. First and third, nobody out. Mendoza up here. A lefty-lefty matchup for Gates. Infield about halfway in the middle.
Gates steals. Low. That was close. Now we'll get a 1-1. Exciting game tonight. Out of the stretch. Deals. Foul ball. For the first time this inning, it feels like Gates is ahead in the count.
Yes, and he was ahead 0-2 to the first batter, Nico Horner, but Horner worked the count back to 2-2 after laying off a couple of pitches away and then reached on the E6. But since then, 3-1 to Rivas, 3-1 to Cortez, 2-1 to McKenna, and all 3 of those runners reach base. But now a chance to put Mendoza away.
Gates throws over to first. Initially breaking towards the plate was Cortez, but he stumbles on back to third. 1-2 coming for Gates. Came in here in the 7th to replace Tanner Dodson and gave up his lead. This might turn to a lead for the YD Red Sox. We'll see. Gates breathes, kicks, fires. 1-2 in the dirt. Now 2-2. At the end of this half inning, we'll hear from our Sam Corman with a Cape League update. Gates, 2-2. Bottom of the 7th, tie ball game. Down in the dirt, blocked by McIver.
Gates just not being able to get the opposing left-handed hitter's chase on any of his off-speed pitches in the dirt, and it's leaving him in a situation where he has to throw the ball, which of course Gates is not known for his overpowering velocity towards the middle of the plate, and it's just a sticky situation.
Sticky night, as most have been here on the Cape. The 3-2, runners on first and third. Swing, pop up. Bermuda triangle along the third base line. Robbie Metz has to run a long way for it. Miscommunication with Fosnot. He grabs it out of the sky. Either way, one gone. The student takes the ball from the master, the George Washington left side of the infield.
Yeah, I don't think Robbie Metz knew that Nate Fosnot was there, as he gets kind of a rude shrug to Fosnot, who's a little bigger in the shoulders than he is, and Jim Lawler's going to come out and make a pitching change call on the right-hander.
We'll take a break. This game is tied now, but who knows after the end of this half. Jim Lawler out to make a pitching change on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today. Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gatemen.org. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians, expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
The Fuller Family Foundation is proud to support the excellent sportsmanship and character of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
Here's Aaron Hernandez from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, number 23 in blue. Comes into a critical spot in this ballgame to face Christian Koss. At the plate, 1 out, runners on first and third. A tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Hernandez out of the stretch. Deals low. Middle infield now at double play depth. Koss deceptively quick. It's not fast.
Came in looking for a ground ball right at an infielder to turn the double play and keep this score tied right now.
Pick-off move to first. Unsuccessful. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error in this inning so far. 2 men on base. The only out just came for Riley Gates, thanks to Drew Mendoza. On to clean up his mess, Hernandez. Pitch. Misses. 2-0. Have yet to see a strike from Aaron.
Yeah, just missing high with those 2 fastballs and forced to come in here. A base is open. Of course, we'll have to get a 4-3 like Koss did his last time.
Koss shows bunt. Suicide squeeze does not work out. It goes foul. That ball had stayed fair. Nobody was ready for it except Carlos Cortez over there at third. He would have scored the leading run in this game.
Yes, he would have. Maybe head coach Scott Pickler will do it once more. 2-1. It's probably your last big chance to take the lead. You avoid any possibility of a double play.
Corners of the infield stay where they are. The count's 2-1 to 2-7 in red Koss. 2-3 in blue pitching. Bunt shown again. It's pulled back and called strike 2.
Safety squeeze on there. As the runner, Cortez did not break immediately for home plate, and the bunt pulled back by Koss. Now Hernandez right back in the count at 2-2. Leaves himself open to a variety of options. I've never seen a squeeze with 2 strikes. I don't think I'm about to see it right here.
You never know. Scott Pickler, 3 championships in the last 3 years. Ball in the dirt, blocked by McIver. Count goes 3-2. Runners scamper back to where they belong.
Nice block by McIver on 2-2 with Gates on the mound. Plenty of blocks behind the plate with the amount of off-speed pitches that Gates delivers in the dirt, and right there saves a run by sliding to his right. I'd expect McKenna here to be in motion, stay out of the possible double play. You run the risk of a strike him out, throw him out double play, but I think you'll take that risk if you're head coach Scott Pickler.
3-2, 1 out, runners on first and third. Runner stays put, line drive through the middle, base hit. Scoring is Cortez. It's a 5-4 lead for Yarmouth Dennis. An RBI single from Christian Koss.
That ball just beyond the reach of Fosnat, who is playing at double play depth, and 2 hard hit on 3-2, and the YD Red Sox have struck back right after the game and came back with 2. Sure enough, the Red Sox have 3.
Cortez scores, moving to second.
From Indiana,
McKenna.
number 12.
And now Luke Miller is the batter.
Miller.
Gatemen now down in this game 5-4. They'll have 6 outs to work with to try to mount a comeback. They have 2 runs in the 5th, 2 runs in the 7th. For me, patterns are too hard to ignore. That means if the Gatemen are scoring 2 runs every other inning, they'll strike twice in the 9th.
Every time the Gatemen score, the YD Red Sox have responded.
That's a pattern, too. It does not necessarily work in their favor. Hernandez forces a swing and miss. Now strike 2 against Luke Miller. Still awaiting a Cape League update with Sam Corman. He's been waiting an awful long time here in the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch really seemed to help YD. 3 runs in an inning is the most for any team. Ground ball right side, picked out by Anchia. On to second. Fosnat fakes the throw to first. A fielder's choice for Luke Miller.
The shortstop.
2 outs.
Nice play by
Number
Jake
7,
Anchia. It did not look
Kaiser.
like Aaron Hernandez was going to get over to first base in time to cover the bag. And of course, Anchia coming up with a strong throw fires to Nate Fosnat for the second out of the inning. No return throw, no chance at first base.
Good choice by Nate Fosnat. Now 2 outs. Runner moves over to third, so runners on the corners once again. McKenna on third, Miller on first. Koss, who had that RBI base hit, is retired at second. Hernandez deals a wave and a miss on the first pitch by Kaiser, who's 0 for 3 today. Hernandez looks over at first. Kicks and fires to the plate, called strike 2. He's out ahead again early. YD fans think that one was a bit low.
Pitch might have been a little below the kneecaps of Kaiser, but Hernandez will certainly take that to jump ahead in the count. 0-2.
The 0-2 with 2 outs. Hernandez sets. Kicks and deals. Not sure where that missed. Now 1-2.
So it's been a 21-minute half inning. It is an inordinate amount of time for a Cape League half inning.
Hernandez makes it a little longer by throwing over to first. 21 minutes. 2 errors on the Gatemen, 1 on the Red Sox tonight. 5-4 in favor of Yarmouth Dennis. Hernandez misses low. 2-2. Now this is probably a 22-minute inning. Half inning.
Errors and walks always come back to bite a team, and it certainly has in this half inning.
Strike 3, swing and a miss by Kaiser. Aaron Hernandez leaves 2 runners on, but not before YD scores 3 in the 7th for more scores around the Cape League. Sam Corman, tell me, please, what's going on?
Thanks, Connor. Busy night around the Cape League, especially at Stony Brook Field, where Hyannis not holding on to that lead very well. They had an 8-5 lead on a Reese Hampton 2 RBI single out of UNC Charlotte. But a Steele Walker 2-run home run makes it 8-7. That game is in the top half of the 8th inning right now. Hyannis at bat with Sam Bordner on the mound for the Whitecaps. In Falmouth, the Commodores have a 2-0 lead over the Harwich Mariners. It's Austin Langworthy with an RBI ground out of Florida. And Hunter Steinmetz scoring on a wild pitch, the Missouri State speedster, making that a 2-0 game. Tyler Blom for Falmouth has given up just 1 hit, struck out 6 through 4 innings. Well, Chatham and Katuitt was just scoreless, but now the Anglers have taken a 1-0 lead. Just as we speak, there was a Nick Patton single that scores Jake Palomaki early game. Gatemen fans should be rooting for the Anglers against a division rival in that game. Recently begun also is Orleans and Bourne. That game is scoreless in the first. That's it for the Cape League update. Back to you, Connor.
Riveting stuff, Sam Corman. I mean, it's great staring at a computer screen and you've got it planned, what you want to say, and then bam, Chatham scores with the bases loaded. Nick Patton, of course. It's been great for them.
Bam.
Bam. Boom. What'd I say yesterday? Oh,
Now
giddy up.
Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Number 28, Tanner.
Just having fun on the
Dodson.
Gatemen Baseball Network tonight. Thank you for joining us from wherever you may be listening. Gazetta on for second inning of work against Tanner Dodson. Back in the 7th, gave up 2 runs to the Gatemen, 1 on a wild pitch and 1 on an RBI double by Jake Anchia. 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Dodson, McIver, Pompey. Cazada. Look out, bat flies. Everybody gets their heads down and everyone is out of the way.
Bat goes right down and towards the rail of the dugout. A number of Gatemen having to get out of the way and retrieve that bat. Tanner Dodson has that oh well look on his face.
I mean, as long as nobody's hurt. And he'll get some more sticky stuff on that bat so that doesn't happen again. Tends to happen on a humid night like this.
Barrett Lowski warming up in the pen for the Gatemen. Available. Oh, and Grant Wolfram. I imagine Wolfram, who's not scheduled to throw until Tuesday, will be more of an emergency situation.
Tanner Dodson, 0-2.
We'd like to wish a happy birthday to Megan O'Brien, former sideline reporter for the Wareham Gatemen, and will be the sideline reporter for Fox Sports tomorrow for the All-Star game.
Exciting stuff. 0-2 fouled away by Dodson. Happy birthday, Megan O.B. Sam Corman will just be following her around tomorrow for the All-Star game.
Yes, helping her out with whatever she needs for Fox Sports.
0-2 high. Dodson finally looks at ball 1 in this at-bat. Dodson 0 for 2 today. Also a sacrifice bunt back when he was the pitcher in this game. And 2-2. Gateman down a run in the 8th. Dodson swings and misses, strike 3.
Dodson swings right over the off-speed pitch
The catcher
from
Washington,
Quezada, and that gives him
number
his first out of the
17,
inning, and William McIver now will try to turn around his fortune so far today.
3 strikeouts for Willie is the line at the moment. With 1 swing of the bat, he could tie it this game. He certainly has the power to do so. Action in the bullpen for both teams. Quezada deals strike 1. He seems a lot more under control than he did back in the 7th. McIver stands in. Ground ball to the shortstop. Kaiser to first. 2 away. And here's Tristan
right
Pompey
fielder
with
from Kentucky,
2 outs in
number
this
15,
inning.
Tristan Pompey.
Pompey for the first time, batting from the left side against the righty, but looks like there might be a call to the bullpen. Scott Pickler taking a walk-on out. Not sure if this is just a discussion. Pickler often likes to wait and wait and wait. And yep, the umpires wave to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham down 5-4 in the 8th.
It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke. Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information. Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today. Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
We back. Tristan Pompey, he'll bat on the right side against the lefty. He was going to bat on the left, and then Scott Pickler says, no, no, no. Brings in a new pitcher, changes the arm angle, and Pompey, he's 0 for 3 today from the right side, and now he'll have to hit there again.
Yeah, Brendan Nail, no easy task from West Carolina. He's pitched great so far this summer for YD.
2-0 is now the count. Nail facing Tristan Pompey. 5-4. This ball, did it hit Pompey? I guess not. But it goes behind, count now 3-0.
Second day in a row I thought a Gateman was hit by a pitch. Yesterday, Willie McIver.
You did too yesterday?
Yeah, I definitely thought that.
I'm not sure if I was seeing things or... It probably, I think it just clipped McIver's shirt yesterday.
Yes. Pompey may have the green light here with one swing tying the game up.
3-0. Taken for strike one. Pompey thought he was in danger of being hit again, and now the count. Still a hitter's count in his favor. Having a chat with the umpire, Sam Finn. The 3-1 from Nail. Pop up. Out of play. Now 3-2. Matt Feld wears glasses now.
I wear Matt Weaselfair's glasses.
Can you see anything in those?
A little blurry. Robbie Metz is a bit magnified right now.
3-2. 2 outs. Nobody on. Pompey, big swing out into right center field. Chasing it. McKenna, he'll let it hit off the wall. Pompey rounds second. McKenna throws the ball in, and Pompey has a stand-up double with 2 outs. It's clutch time for Robbie Metz, but he was good in the clutch last night.
That ball was absolutely smoked from Pompey, and for a second, you know, in most ballparks, you're thinking that ball has no chance to get out of here, but that ball hits right off the face of the wall. That ball was about another foot from going out of here, just not hit high enough in the air, but an absolutely scorched double by Tristan Pompey, and the Gatemen are hit away from tying it.
Took a bounce right off the chain link fence. That Pompey could have been in trouble over there at second. Now time is called, so Nail comes in for one batter. Pompey gives up a hit. Plane flies over. So with the Cape Cod airports, there's one in Barnstable, there's one in Hyannis, there's one in Provincetown, right? Are those the only ones?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Don't know my airport geography as much as Sam Corman knows Missouri geography or West Virginia geography.
The light might be an issue here moving forward.
Sunset is upon us.
We're not even in the 8th. We're in the top of the 8th. Fun fact about where we are in this game right now.
A lot of games called after 8 innings here at Red Wilson Field. More often than not, which I said earlier is a bit ridiculous. They should try to start these games at 4 o'clock, which is when playoff games hosted at fields with no light start.
Robbie Metz waits on the first pitch from Nail. Takes. Ball 1.
Left-handed hitter Jerry Duran on deck, so would not be surprised if Brendan Nail was a little more careful with the right-handed hitter Metz. Nail taking a sign from his catcher Martin. The 1-0. Swung on, down in the dirt and missed. Count moves to 1-1. Pompey over there at second just had a line shot come off the wall. More action continues in both bullpens. Robbie Metz here. Came with a clutch hit yesterday that Gatemen would love one right here to at least tie this game up.
The 1-1 breaking ball. Metz ahead. Now 1-2. This YD crowd hoping Nail can get out of this little bit of a jam. Runner in scoring position. Pompey represents the tying run over there at second. Robbie Metz at the plate. Just a day after driving in the winning run against the Chatham Anglers at Spillane. Nails, 1-2. Swung on and missed. Dropped in the dirt by Martin. Will have to throw on to first. He does successfully, and that is the top of the 8th inning. We'll head to the bottom of this frame. YD looking for insurance. It'll be a close one. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more.
It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Bottom 8. YD up to bat. YD leads 5-4. Can the Gatemen come back and win this one? Whose winning streak will continue? So many questions. Not enough answers yet.
Going to the 9th in Brewster. Hyannis and Brewster tied 8-8. An AJ Graffinito sacrifice fly tying the game up for the Whitehawks. For the White Caps. And Carter Ferris going to pinch hit here.
Well, if those teams tie, you can say the White Hawks won.
That's true.
First pitch, Carter Ferris is the pinch hitter, and he takes ball 1. And swing and a miss by Ferris. I find it sort of ridiculous. That game is 8-8, started the exact same time as we did here at Red Wilson Field. This game is only 5-4, but it's at the exact same spot in the ball game. Weak ground ball hit to Robbie Metz, tries to barehand it, cannot. Ferris is aboard. The cowbell rings.
Yeah, that ball was a bit of an in-between for Robbie Metz. If he doesn't barehand, he's got no chance, but it hit too hard to barehand. Now a base hit there for Ferris, and allows YD to put a couple of things in motion as they try to get some insurance.
Rule to hit. And here comes the top of the order for Nico Horner, has scored 2 of YD's 5 runs today. Pickoff move by Aaron Hernandez. Coming into this game in winning streaks, YD 6.2 runs per win over their winning streak. The Gatemen 5.2 runs. That's a 1-run difference. And here we are on the scoreboard, a 1-run difference. Pickoff throw. There was a pitch out. Ferris is on his heels, though. Back in safely.
2-1 between Falmouth and Harwich. Falmouth on top. Harwich with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Max Burt with a solo shot for Harwich to get them back within a run in the top of the 6th. 2-1 on top of Chatham. 2-1. That's in the 3rd inning. And Orleans on top of Bourne 1-0. That's in the 3rd inning.
Called strike to Nico Horner. Hernandez, the 1-1. Out of the stretch. Ground ball. To Duran. Has to play it on a big hop. Throws on to second. Fosnot to first. Not in time. But retired is Ferris.
Nice job by Duran there. Corrals that slow ground ball quickly and fires on the Fosnot at second base. Nate able to hold on to the bag this time after being called for being off the bag earlier in the game to get the lean runner for the first out. And here is Rivas.
Alfonso getting a lot of love from the YD crowd. Hernandez. The runner on first, it's Horner. Ground ball to Duran. This could be 2 this time. On his short, Fosnot got him. 4-6-3, double play. The Gatemen, they'll head to the top of the 9th. 3 outs to work with. Due up, Duran, Fosnot, and Chia. Can they get the job done? You're listening to Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day. Like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
Top of the ninth, Duran, Fosnot, and Chia. Kyle Kasser also in the dugout with a bat in his hands. Maybe we'll see the All-Star come in a pinch hit situation. The situation is this. The Gatemen are down 5 runs to 4 on the road against the YD Red Sox. Connor Federico, Matthew Feld along for this wild ride of a game. It's been a lot of fun. Multiple lead changes, tie ball games.
Closer.
6 hits for the Gatemen, 9 hits for YD.
YD closer Wiley McCauley on in, 7 saves on the season over 12 and 2/3 innings. Picked up the win in that extra innings win for the YD Red Sox at Spillane Field on July 9th.
Jaron Duran, the first batter here in the ninth. Takes, called, strike from McCauley, an all-star. He'll be among the East relievers. But he pitches just a day before the All-Star game. Maybe Scott Pickler saying, hey, we need you in this situation now. Prove to us why you're an All-Star. Maybe you don't even have to go in the game tomorrow.
Correct.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed. A battle of number 10s. Duran at the plate in blue. McCauley 1-0 in red. He's ahead 0-2 in the count.
In that outing back on July 9th, 3 innings, 2 hits, no walks, no runs, and 2 strikeouts from McCauley. Very impressive performance from the right-hander.
Oh, 2. Line drive, base hit into left field. Jaron Duran, the leadoff runner, is on. And this is how the bottom of the 10th started for the Gatemen yesterday. Jaron Duran, the leadoff man, gets on. It was a walk yesterday. Today, it's a base knock.
Nice job, piece of hitting. 0-2, a little late on the fastball, but shoots it to left field. Now it's a tough call for head coach Johnson. And you're on the road. You're down a run. You need a run to tie the game. Do you bunt here when the run at first base only ties the score? I say yes.
Nate Fosnot in his return shows bunt. Goes around, but misses. Strike 1. Third baseman Koss is way up on the infield grass.
Have to wonder how much Nate Fosnot bunts back at school. He's in the middle of that GW lineup. Not at the top, not towards the bottom. It's probably not a lot of bunting for the kid who had 5 blasts back at school. Looked a little uncomfortable doing it there.
Sort of took that lead hand off the bat. He won't show bunt this time. Instead, he'll take high ball 1. Jaron Duran on first. You haven't seen the Gatemen try to steal today. You think he's possibly in motion?
Don't think so. Could be, but not with Anchia on deck.
Swing and a miss by Fosnot. Now the bunt situation most definitely off. The third baseman, Koss, retreats back to a normal positioning along the line.
Really nice breaking ball from McCauley. Fosnot well out in front. Don't know why he would not throw that same pitch again when Fosnot already has a base hit on the fastball.
Pickoff move over to Duran at first. He brushes off. Takes a sign from the dugout. We'll await the 1-2.
Kyle Kasser is waiting. Nick Angelini's spot doing 2 spots. Could be a potential pinch hit right there.
Swing and a miss by Nate Fosnot. Strike 3. First out of the top of the 9th. Duran still over there at first. And here's Jake Anchia. And we're now getting word Kyle Kasser will bat for Nick Angelini. You get the lefty batter in against the righty McCauley.
Yeah, 3 nasty sliders from McCauley right there. Nate Fosnot really with no chance on any of those. Well out in front. Swings well over the top of it. Jake Anchia, who's been the star so far today for the Gatemen. 2 extra base hits, 3 RBIs. The Gatemen would love one more big swing out of him.
Jaron Duran over at first. Jake Anchia. All 3 RBIs for the Gatemen today at the plate. Pop up. Foul out of play.
It's tough if you're Duran. Of course, you'd love to get into scoring position here in this spot, but if you get thrown out, the innings, any chance of tying the game pretty much goes out the window. So a very difficult spot there if you're on first base. My guess is he won't go unless he gets some sort of sign from head coach Don Sneddon.
Also a new catcher in the game for Yarmouth, Dennis Casala, who the Gatemen have not seen this season. And Chia lifts this one up. It looks like it'll be the second out. Under it, Cortez got it. Now it comes down to Kyle Kasser.
She had just gone under that fastball above the belt. And just got under it for the second out of the inning. And as you mentioned, here's the Gatemen All-Star Kyle Kasser pinch hitting.
Well, now do you send Duran?
Now with 2 outs, a bit of a different story because Kasser, a singles hitter, you're not expecting him probably to hit the ball for extra bases. The thing is, in this ballpark, if you do hit for extra bases, he's in no guarantee the run's going to score at first base. So shallow in the outfield that you almost have to be at second base if it's not a home run to score.
McCauley, most likely aware of that, will face Kyle Kasser in the top of the ninth. 2 outs. Runner on first. And Kasser takes strike 1. What's your approach at the plate if you're Kasser?
I'll try to just move the line, keep the line moving, and bring up Stephen Kwan, who's been so reliable this summer for the Gatemen.
Gatemen trying to go into the All-Star game with a 6-game winning streak. YD trying to make it 7. They're 1 out away from doing so. McCauley gets a swing and a miss from Kasser, and now Kyle is in an 0-2 hole. On deck, Stephen Kwan. Jaron Duran still at first, being held on by Alfonso Rivas. McCauley out of the stretch. The 0-2. 1 pitch away from victory. Here's that 0-2 high. Kasser still has a chance now. 1-2. Sun slowly setting.
One, two. Eventually, you got to figure Duran's on the move here now with 2 strikes, especially, and 2 outs.
McCauley sets. 1 pitch away from victory. That 1-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Kyle Kasser goes down looking. The YD Red Sox winning streak is 7. The Gatemen's 5-game winning streak is snapped.
Final score.
And that does it.
5. The Gatemen 4.
Tough way to go down, especially after fighting so hard.
Yeah, absolutely, no question about it. The Gatemen grabbed the lead 4-2, but they knew they were going to be a little short in the bullpen, and when Riley Gates ran into trouble out there, the Gatemen probably had to keep him in there a little longer than they thought he had to, than they thought they were able to. Tanner Dodson, of course, had to come into the 3rd inning instead of the 5th or the 6th because Fitzstyler only to go 2 innings with his pitch count well over 50 over those 2 innings, and it kind of set the Gatemen pitching staff back a little bit. They were unable to come up with the key hit in the 8th or 9th inning with a man on base, and of course, as a result, their 5-game winning streak is snapped.
It was a fun 5-game winning streak, and who says they can't do it again in the future? This was certainly a battle tonight here in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and we thank you very much for watching today's presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andrew Lang. The producers of today's broadcast are Nick Veronesi and Matthew Wieselthayer. Our sideline reporter, Claudia Chakamian. A special thanks to Jacob Toby and today's host, Sam Corman. The next broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball will be after the All-Star break on Sunday as the Gatemen return to YD again to face the Red Sox at Red Wilson Field. The game starts at 5 p.m. Our coverage is started at 4:30 with Gatemen Pregame Live, presented by South Coast Health. For Matty Feld, I'm Connor Federico. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Good night.